Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Sunday Night Geekery, number 64. Made it to 64, so you can see I'll show our guests in a second before we've got the decorate background up. You know, it's holiday time. Hopefully everyone has their tree up. And we got two ugly thing Santas here. So we got Clobbering Times Hale.
Hey, what's up, dude?
And I think that's Thundar the Barbarian, isn't it, Pat S?
Yes, it is, sir.
Of course.
Yes,
yeah. Where's this Christmas hat?
I have that toy.
By the time Thundar takes place, Mark, which is very distant in the future, I'm pretty sure Christianity has probably fallen by the wayside.
Oh, well, we're not going to say that 2 weeks. 3 weeks.
No, I think it's a good thing. I think actually Jesus came back, took everybody who was important back up, and just left mucks and sorceresses and barbarians, creepy looking horses, fish people. That kind of stuff. You know, the kind of people Commandy would fight. That's
okay.
You know.
There you go. So welcome, guys. Welcome. Thanks for being here. And let's say hi to everyone in the chat. So we got Gap After Dark here. LT is here.
Hey.
Hale. Brian Hepburn. The Great Wrench. Eric K. Hey, nerds and geeks and other fellow humans and inhumans and mutants. Gwagnar is here. Hey, Gwagnar.
Brian
Hepburn is here. Hale.
Hey, buddy.
And I think I saw Retro Nerd Girl there. Yep. Hale.
Hey, Retro Nerd Girl. Hey there. Hey there. And look, it's the lovely Lisa. We have ladies here tonight. That's always good.
And Wade is here. My buddy from Fortnite and having fun. Yep. So hey. Oh, and look who's here. We got someone much better looking than all of us there, especially the avatar.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. What's up, bro? Oh, my goodness. Hey there.
We got a holiday treat. It's Maddie.
Oh, Maddie. I guess she can't hear us probably, right?
No, she can hear you.
Okay.
Hi, Maddie.
Maddie.
I'm proud of her.
Everybody say hello to Maddie.
Yeah, turn my camera on so I look like a person, I guess. Yeah.
Wow, somebody looks super, super sleepy and ready for bedtime. Maddie, you think Daddy's going to be able to stay awake long enough?
Is there anybody that can turn on your camera? You don't have to, but
Mark can. He has toys.
Oh, he does have toys.
He wants Mark to turn on his camera so that Maddie can see a human being and not two things and a guy with a sword.
Meantime, Lord Thoth.
Turn the lights on,
bro. Lord Thoth is here. Avon lives, long live the Legion. Sad news about Chris Boucher, buddy. Damn it. A great loss to Blake 7 fans and Doctor Who fans.
Oh, no.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Hey, Maddie. I know I look scary.
Hungry boy.
Let me maximize this.
Hungry.
Is that Daddy? Is that Thor?
Hey, Dad, man.
I don't know if you can really tell, but
yeah, it's tough to tell. Yeah.
Looks Daddy.
So I cut my finger today, and yes, I have one a pound. What is this? A Paw Patrol thing on it, and she asked if she asked if it hurt, and then she kissed it.
Oh. So, hey, Maddie.
I also shaved my beard, and she was feeling it, and she said, "Does it hurt? Does it hurt?" Yeah. Hi. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. So innocent.
Yeah.
You wave at us?
Yep.
We're waving at you, Maddie. We're waving at you.
Can you say hi? Say hi. Yeah.
Yay.
If you can see yourself, that would that tricks out the kids sometimes too. My daughter loved being on camera, and then and watching herself on camera. So you know, the camcorder, and you put it so that you can see the video. She's like, "There's me. That's me, Daddy." Yeah. Someday I'll show some videos. Oh no, she'll kill me if I did. Yep. Hey, Hungry Boy is here. And what's this, Dad Man? Your Dad
Good
Man.
night, Dad Man.
Early?
Get some rest, buddy.
All right, buddy. Good to see
Well,
you.
I think he's gonna. I think he says he's gonna go to bed early, but is he headed out now or?
I think so.
He's probably going to play Fortnite. We better check.
I didn't even realize that we were on. I thought you guys were still backstage.
No, we're live. Yeah, we're not Memorex.
So hail to Dad Man, to the great Eric K. Oh, Hungry. Hey, Hungry. Hungry for pump. Oh, I can't say that word. I still want some because Daddy makes really good. Yeah, Daddy makes really good root vegetable plant based desserts. Let's leave it round desserts.
Yep.
Hey, Phantom. Can you wave hi to Phantom?
Hey,
Phantom.
Yep. So there you go. So we're gonna try and put this little snickerdoodle to bed. We'll go night night. Yeah, we're gonna go night night.
Yeah, she's ready.
I don't know if I'll be back or not. Depends on how long it takes me to get her to sleep.
We understand you got a more important job than us, buddy. That's for sure.
Yeah, she's the most important job. Oh, look at that. Who's that? Do you know who Spider-Man is? Do you know who Spider-Man is?
Yeah.
She's
doing her best, Steve. There's a lot of eye rubbing going on there, brother. I got to tell you.
That's good.
Well, yeah, that's she's sleepy. I'm going to see if I can put her to bed. And I may be back or I may not, if that's okay.
Well, it's okay, but we'd prefer you come back. But you know, it's okay.
But do what you got to do, brother. Yeah,
you got to do what you got to do. But you know.
You seem like a decent fellow. I hate to put you to bed.
You seem decent fellow. I hate to go to sleep.
Inconceivable.
Have fun storming the castle.
Inconceivable.
Okay, guys. We'll possibly see you in a little bit. May I say bye-bye? Oh, you are getting sleepy.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
She said bye-bye out loud.
You said bye-bye out loud? Okay, good.
Oh, I believe you. Man, that's a good-looking kid, huh? Steve did good there.
Cute. Very cute.
Beautiful.
Good job. Yep.
Good night.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Damn shame.
That was the highlight of the show.
Yes, it was. We lost Chris Boucher, but that was.
Yeah,
Seven fans. That's huge.
Yeah. I didn't even know until you guys said that, man. That is a bummer.
Well, I didn't realize who it was too until I goggled him. You know, because
Terry Nation's credited with creating it, but he did like a thin outline. Chris Boucher really fleshed it all out. Wrote some of the great episodes. Wrote some great Doctor Who episodes as well. In the Tom Baker era.
Did he do the finale too of Blake 7?
Well, he was scripted. He was I think he wrote that last episode. Yeah, but he wrote a lot of them. I think he wrote that last one. I'd have to double check my notes, but Chris Boucher was responsible for writing and directing, and he was also the script editor. And you know, for a BBC show, that means you're pretty much the showrunner back. That's kind of what it meant.
Yep.
In a sense. Yeah. He directed. Let's see, did he? He wrote. He did write the last. He wrote my top. In fact, my top something like 5 episodes or whatever. He wrote. Or he wrote like my top 4 episodes or something like that. It's crazy.
Let me present my screen here. Yeah, that is a fun age. Yeah, that's a cute age. Yep. So as a writer, he wrote, and of course, Clobber Times could probably quote you these episodes verbatim, but Shadow, Weapon, Trial, Star One. Oh, that's a great one. City on the Edge of the World, Rumors of Death, Death Watch, Rescue, and Blake, which is the final. Blake is the final episode, isn't it?
Yes. And so in my top 10 alone, he wrote Blake, that's number 1. I got number 2 is Rumors of Death. That's my number 2. Star One is my number 3. He wrote that one. Trial, he wrote that one. So that's the top 4. Then he also wrote my number 9, which is Weapon. And then after that, he wrote my number 11, which is, City at the Edge of the World. I think you get the point. He was script editor. So it means he was the boss too of most of the seasons. and he wrote some of the other great episodes as well.
Yeah, so he's basically head honcho, he would say. Yeah.
Well, pretty much he fleshed it all out. I mean, it's very much, and it wasn't like a struggle for credit so much. Weapon is a great episode. Yeah, Lord Thoth. In fact, that's a story about that one. But it's not only that he wrote so much; it's just that it wasn't like a fight for credit really back then. Although it maybe should have been, because he really did most of the heavy lifting on the creations. But it's always just goes down as Terry Nation's Blake 7 when Chris Boucher, and it's not even possible.
So it doesn't happen without
Boucher. Yeah, and he mentioned he wrote a classic episode of classic Doctor Who with Tom Baker called The Robots of Death, which is a great one. And then he wrote an episode called Weapon that Lord Thoth just mentioned, which is my number 9 episode overall. And then he wrote a book later in the 90s called Corpse Marker, which was a sequel for Doctor Who books, right? When there was no Doctor Who shows. And he wrote it as a sequel to his episode Robots of Death. Then he took a character from that Blake 7 episode and put him in it as to kind of connect the universes a little bit.
Wow. Guys, you know what else he wrote, which I think is the very first Doctor Who episode, series of episodes that I saw, which was The Face of Evil, which was during season 14, which is just like season 14 is just like a powerhouse season, right?
He basically created Leela. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And this is J-Man's Blake 7 wallpaper. So if you follow J-Man.
Sorry about that, Pat. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, buddy, but go ahead.
No, that's cool, bro. I mean, 20 times more about it than I'll ever know. That's for sure.
Well, that's a great episode.
How did I get unfollowed from J-Man? That's ridiculous.
I don't know. Really?
That's nuts. Yeah, it was just
that is weird.
Are you mad at J-Man? Just because you
I mean, he does like Highlander too.
Pissed at him for liking Highlander too. You gonna take that out on him? Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm such a mean guy, so yeah, definitely hold that against him.
Yeah. I was trying to impress J-Man last night. I was throwing out sci-fi movies I've seen that I don't think he's seen yet that were awful that he could do things. I found one. He has never seen Solar Babies. So,
I've heard of that one, but I haven't seen it.
Which might be to his thing, because Solar Babies is awful.
Terry Nation's Blake 7. Yep. Sorry, Pat. Yeah.
And Terry Nation, I guess, but he wasn't really being kind of. I guess it was kind of like a Stan Lee type of deal, but as I look at my rating list of the top 50, ranking the 52 episodes like I did recently, it's amazing that his lowest rated episode on my list, and I'm the only one that matters when it comes to ranking Blake 7. Let's face it. Kidding. Is number 34 at Shadow, which is a good one. So in other words, he didn't write any bad episodes.
Nothing really bad.
And there aren't only the top, only like the bottom 4, 5, or 6 are really bad. But some fans disagree. There's some fans who hate the whole 4th season, but not me.
Yeah.
Anyway. So again, like I said, nobody really. It's a shame, really, when you think about it, because it's kind of an unsung kind of a guy. Because people know who Terry Nation is. He's credited with creating the Daleks because he wrote the first Dalek story, and he owns the Daleks. His now, he actually co-created MacGyver, the American TV show, but he only barely worked on it a little bit, and now But this show, Blake 7, which really only matters to like me and 3 other people on the planet, wouldn't have been as great without Chris Boucher. Not even close.
Wow. Looks like after the early 90s, he kind of really just focused on writing books. Of course, mostly Doctor Who.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Corpse Marker is a good book. And he wrote some, I think he wrote some other ones.
Yeah, because he was a relatively young cat when he stopped doing stuff for television. His work's solely BBC and British television.
Yes.
So.
I haven't even seen his IMDb, so I don't know what other stuff he did other than Doctor and Blake 7, to be honest. I should check it and see, though.
Good point. I'm looking at Wikipedia, which, as you know, is generally for guys like him only a snapshot. It's not really his whole,
Yeah.
Yeah. I should take a look at his filmography, just to see, because I don't want to just say he only did 2 things in life, but guy was around a long time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's the last surviving Doctor Who writer, I guess, from the old era. And hail to Mega Jetty. How's it going?
Yeah,
MJ.
Hey,
But,
is he the last one from the old last surviving of all the Doctor Who writers? Well,
I
he
think
might be.
from,
He might be one of the last ones from the classic
hey,
era.
Dork Knight's here. Hey, what's up, Dork Knight?
Hey, Dark Knight.
I think I was reading an article, and I think they said he was the last surviving writer from the old era, the last maybe the
No kidding.
70s, 70s or 80s. Yeah, I don't want to get my decades wrong, but unfortunately, yeah, most.
Wow. Because my favorite Doctor Who writer of all time is Robert Holmes, but Chris Boucher's right up there, and Terrence Dix and some of the other guys as well. Retro Nerd Girl, absolutely. Blake 7 is just a woefully underrated show. It's a great one. There's only one good thing about it not getting any kind of real recognition, and that's that there've been threats of remakes, and but probably won't happen because there's not enough interest. We can't even get a Blu-ray set or DVD set over here. It's not in Region 1, so.
Yeah, years ago they did come out with a DVD set here, but it's out of print and it'll cost you a lot of money.
No,
the best
that
way
was
to
in
watch
Region
it.
2. Not here.
I thought it came out at one point here.
Region 2 only. It came on. I
Region
bought
2?
all the VHS that came out here in the 90s, and I
Oh, it
bought
was
all
on
those.
VHS?
Wow.
The DVD sets are Region 2.
Cobby would go to Suncoast once a week with a $20 bill and buy
You won't
episodes
do?
two at a time.
I did. And had one, and there were one episode per VHS. I have all 52 of them. Still have them.
Wow. It was one episode of VHS.
Dad Man's leaving.
VHS.
Dad
Yep.
Man's headed out, so we got to play this for
All right,
good
buddy.
night. Sorry to interrupt. Yep.
Hey, Just Joe.
Ah!
Never that way.
God damn it, Mark. Jeez.
So good night, Dad Man.
I always feel bad about laughing about that because he thinks, because we're being mean to Dad Man. But Dad Man, you have to understand the context. It's not just that you yelled at. I yell at him all the time. It's Mark's evil laugh after that makes it the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Once in a while, I have a devious side. Yeah.
Oh, look, there's Afterlife. Boucher didn't write that book, but it was pretty interesting. It's the sequel. Indeed, Retro Nerd Girl, leave at least one thing I love. Blake 7 will be left alone from remakes. But there have been threats, by the way. And there was a stupid audio drama remake that doesn't, so doesn't count.
Hey, Just Joe.
Awful. Jobber, buddy.
And Dork
Some of
Knight,
those can actually.
had sorry, Pat. Yeah, had a second wrestling show. I think it was a wrestling show today. It came up my feed. I didn't have a chance to tune in yet or watch it, but yeah, congrats on that. It's good to hear.
Oh, cool.
I'm a big wrestling fan. Yeah,
that's why he created Star Cops. That's a show that I've only seen a little bit of, but it has a pretty decent fan following. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. There was only like 9 episodes or something like that, or I don't know how many. I'll have to go back and watch Star Cops because a lot of people do like it. I only like some bits and pieces of it.
it's on Amazon. Oh, Amazon Books. Okay.
Is it on Amazon?
No, it just came Amazon Books as one was Amazon Prime. So a lot of these shows are tough to find if they're streaming. But one thing I would suggest is sub to BritBox. So it's like $5-6 a month.
BritBox has some good stuff. I have that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
A lot of classic old British TV shows, which are awesome. So that's if you want to catch some stuff that's tough to find, definitely recommend that. Let me see if it's on if Star Cops is on BritBox. Sometimes they don't have everything, but that's how I watched Blake 7 because they had Blake 7 on there. Finally,
do they have a lot of
those for a while? It wasn't on there for a while.
Oh,
they were all free on YouTube. They used to be free on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's see if it's
Mark. Is there a lot of Channel 4 comedies on BritBox?
Well, here I'll pull over my account.
Some of that because some of that stuff is amazing. I could watch Friday Night Dinner, yeah, and Blackadder over and over again.
Blackadder's one of the greatest things ever, and Red Dwarf.
I was gonna say I was in the bees. I was gonna say they have this show that might be considered pretty good. Blackadder, yeah.
Blackadder's one of the greatest shows
Blake
ever
7,
made.
Yeah.
And yes, Blake 7, yes. Red Dwarf's on there, which is a great show.
Clobby, some guy did a list a little while ago, and he voted Blackadder his second best series ending episode ever. which it is.
Which
It's
one
a
though?
gut
Which
punch.
Blackadder though? They all have different endings.
Goes forth, which was like the end of the
Goes
end of
forth.
the yeah,
That
which was a gut
brutal.
punch, man. It was great. Yeah.
Oh, I watched that. Do you know how many times I've watched all of it? But that episode, and it always tears me to pieces. And God, I love Blackadder Goes Forth. It's so good.
And man,
it's
that just
Prime is there only 6 episodes.
I know, but the cast, man. I mean,
Oh,
Stephen Earth and the guy that played House, Hugh Laurie, who was even better than he was in series 3, which he was hysterical on that. But
well, you do know he and Stephen Fry, who was on there, had a comedy show, a sketch comedy show together called A Bit of Fry and Laurie. That was a great show.
Yeah.
And didn't they do a thing with didn't they do a show like Something in Jeeves too, where Hugh Laurie was like the rich guy, and
yep, adapting the Woodhouse books. Look at the pupper.
Hey, Polly's Minions here, and the pepperoni. So check out AM's channel with Simi. So I think you had a ton of views on your last video, which is great. So congrats on that. Yep.
Congrats.
Good to see you, Polly. Blackadder. Yes, Blackadder. I mean, Blackadder 2 had a crazy ending. Blackadder 3 had a crazy ending. Blackadder 4 every ending is just bonkers, just so insanely good. Blackadder 1 actually did too, believe it or not. Blackadder 1's very different. I love it, but it's very different.
Very different, yeah. But it is, it's pretty brilliant. It really is.
But Fry and Laurie is a hilarious freaking show. They just did not. Stephen Fry is, and I think Laurie also. There's a couple of guys out there right now that are fighting against a lot of the woke crap, and they are no right wingers by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
And they don't just like so is Blackadder, Rowan Atkinson. They are fighting against the brain police and the woke crap.
Rowan Atkinson's actually a little canceled in England.
Yeah,
he was saying he couldn't. He was not asked to do some kind of a show, and I think he even offered to do like a Mr. Bean or something thing for a Christmas thing, and they just never got back to him. And he was like saying, maybe this is because of I've said these things, and
because he actually believes in free speech. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Fry went on a tour over there for a couple of years back with Jordan Peterson, defending free speech.
Wow. Really? Yeah. No kidding. I bet they didn't go to church together, but that is pretty interesting.
No, they didn't. Fry is a virulent.
Stephen Fry is a big. He ain't agnostic, dude. He is all the way in.
Virulent atheist, big time.
Yeah,
but he understands free speech.
Yep.
And a funny motherfucker too.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. Eventually, things get so over the top that you can no longer appease everyone, right? Shall we say? So it's like the French Revolution, where you end up eating your own, unfortunately. So
yep,
you make one mistake, but so BritBox, I'd say, is definitely a great way to watch.
Oh, nice,
because the BBC's got so many great shows.
Real quick, look up Friday Night Dinner.
Friday Night Dinner, okay.
Yeah, you guys would recognize some of the people from the show. The father passed away, but the mom on the show was you remember the show Black Books?
Yeah, that was a good show.
The girl that was their friend was on there, and then the kid from the In-Betweeners is one of the sons, and then some famous guy's kid is the other son on it. It's just I just happened upon it. It's a great show. Oh, I don't see it.
Faulty Towers. Yes, not there. Father Brown. Yeah. It's Father Brown. I've heard Father Brown's hilarious.
Yeah, my wife and mother-in-law and my mom love that show. Yeah, and I've watched it a lot too because end up watching with them. It's it's like kind of like Murder, She Wrote. It's like, my God, this town. Oh, excuse me, Father Brown, I've sinned. That this town has had so many murders or mysteries. It's,
that's a mystery show. Okay, I was
thinking
of Father
great
Ted.
show.
I'm thinking
you're thinking of Father Ted with the. Father Ted, I hear you're a racist now, Father.
I hear you're a racist, Father Ted. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That episode, boy, talk about something you couldn't make today, dude.
What if that's on there? I'm gonna go watch that.
And of course, people miss the whole point. Father Ted's not a racist. He's the exact opposite. He's trying to welcome these people, and he's trying to explain to McDougal, and of course,
yeah, so That's so funny. Oh man.
Yeah, so yeah, this show is ton
this is a
of
mystery
mysteries.
thingy,
It's a
huh?
mystery show. Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
Because I'm
He's
going
gonna-
to solve the mystery because with the grace of God.
he's got a particular talent for solving crimes. Yep. So
So excuse me, sir. I know I'm dressed kind of funny, but he's like the religious Columbo, huh?
yeah.
We should
And there's
team
a
up with
spinoff
Columbo.
too. There's a spinoff with one of the nuns too. I'm
No
trying to
kidding.
remember the name.
So that's
Yeah,
they ripped those off over here, didn't they? Like most British shows. Remember, they ripped that show off.
I mean,
Father,
All in the
what's his name?
Family is a BBC show. Sanford and Sons, a BBC show.
Well, yeah, but
show.
remember Murder
Just
She
the number
Wrote had a
few.
spinoff with the guy from Happy Days, Tom Bosley.
Bosley. Oh, it did. Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Father
Father
Downey Mysteries.
Oh, Father.
Right.
Maybe.
That was a ripoff of this.
Let's see. When did this Father
Really?
Father Brown? Are they
This
books?
is old. Isn't this
When
old?
did Father
show?
Brown start? Let's see. 2013 season 1.
Okay, so it was other way around
That's
then
new.
for a change.
Yeah.
Well, Clobby, talk about meta. I don't remember the name of the show, but I watched a few episodes of it. But it was a Showtime, I believe, show where it was about two English writers who come to the United States, and they had some successful shows like on BBC and Channel 4. And the whole series is about them trying to rewrite their shows for American audiences and trying to, and that's how they're making
I can't
money.
remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it was just them pitch, and it was really a pretty smart show.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it now, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Father Brown is the second Father Brown. Oh, so okay. So maybe look. Most of these, usually it's us. It's our networks ripping off British shows like Sanford and Son and which was Steptoe and Son, and like I said, All in the Family, which till death do us part. We tried. Can you believe we tried to rip off for you? Was it Faulty Towers? Oh my God.
Oh,
they give it a different name. What a different name.
And do you remember who it was that tried to do it? He's a comic genius, and he couldn't pull it off. That was Larroquette. John Larroquette tried to do it.
Oh, was it him? Okay. There's also, you ever see the Stephen Moffat masterpiece of a show called Coupling, the British show Coupling? They tried to rip that off. Have you ever? Oh God,
Coupling. I think I've seen Coupling. I think I've seen that.
Funny.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. I think I've seen it. Only like 3 seasons, I think.
4, I think.
That's true, but nothing is as
they have
good.
Like a geek. They had like all kinds of different. It was about roommates living together.
Stephen Moffat did it. He was a Doctor Who fan even then, and they got tons of geek references in it. The show, I mean, it's dangerous to my health. I watch it and laugh so much, and it's just about and it's about his life. It's based on his life when he was trying to break it into TV, but not even though the character's not a TV writer. But anyway, sorry.
No, I was going to say the thing that you guys have to search out is not the one, but the 2 different cut Americanized Red Dwarf, which is,
horrible.
it's almost unwatchable. The only thing that's good about it is you get to
probably on YouTube.
It's trying to find Terry Farrell as
Terry Farrell's the second one
as Cat, right? When they tried to replace that guy who actually played Cat on the BBC.
The only one that was in one of or two, I think, was the guy that played Robert Llewellyn as Crichton.
Crichton, yep.
Yep. So Father Brown is a book series, which I think I had known that, but I'm definitely not a Father Brown expert. But
from 1926.
Yeah, so it's old. Yeah. So and then I guess the
did
first series, and I guess when I'm scrolling fast, starting to make everyone dizzy. But I guess
one of Coupling's still on there because it's too expensive to buy. I just watch it on BritBox sometimes when I catch it.
There we go.
I mean, it's so funny.
Clobby, do you pay for BritBox, or one of your patrons who love you give you access to it?
No, it's in our just whatever $6 or whatever for the Amazon thing. Useful, it's useful,
I'm sure this isn't a ripoff, but do you guys remember? Didn't Beretta do a show where he was a priest who tried to solve murders and stuff in
he did.
Hell's Kitchen or something like that in New York?
Yeah, Robert Blake. What was the name of that freaking
Helltown?
That show.
Right?
What?
Helltown.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember the name.
I'll look it up while Mark's reading his wiki.
Yeah, NBC did a terrible remake of Coupling that lasted 6 episodes. It had my boy Colin Ferguson on it, but it was inferior. I remember watching the first one. It was a line for line just redo of the first episode of the real Coupling. and it sucked.
It still sucked. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's just not the same people.
Yeah. Yeah. So so it was actually so Father Dowling Mysteries was based on Father Brown.
Oh, okay.
And that launched the TV show. There we
I
go.
was definitely just hypothesizing because I didn't know for sure. I was guessing.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Because of
That was a good guess.
Because of how many things that are ripped off.
Yeah, so it was a good guess. Yeah, so then 2012's the new series, and I guess there was a 1974 series. So no, that's so interesting. Yeah, so I didn't know that.
Hey, they may have given us a lot of stuff by us ripping them off, but we still gave them the whole world Star Trek. So we're
yeah. Plus, we drive on the right side of the road.
True, the correct side. You mean?
I've also heard some people say, I don't know if they would agree with us in Britain, but I've heard people from Britain say that they thought we did a better job with Office and with Stepton and Son, which became, of course, Sanford and Son here. They said Sanford and Son was much more gut, chuckling and stuff.
I can't imagine.
I have to tell you, dude,
funnier than Sanford and Son.
That is a show. I was gonna say I put that on for my nephews one time, Clobby. Now keep in mind these kids at the time were between like 11 and 18, and roll on the floor laughing. Because it's almost like this is so one of your grandpa's when he was alive favorite shows. He loved it.
Agreed, hungry boy. But yeah, look, you can't. I mean, I'm sure it would be interesting to watch Steptoe and Son because it was popular. It was famous. I mean, it did very well. Hey there, Death Ray.
But, hey, Death Ray. Hey, Dave.
That would be asking you to. I mean, and it might be good, but man, Red Fox, it's just incomparable.
Yeah, so you're not a fan of the 2005 movie?
Hitchhiker's Guide. I can't even sit through it without puking.
That's that old now.
I can't even sit through that.
That was 2005.
I love those actors are great, but the original BBC 7-part miniseries of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is lightning in a bottle in terms of the casting. Even though some people don't like the Ford Prefect casting, he's different from the radio show. Everybody else was on the radio show, and the radio show was great. I love the radio show as well. There's some more to it, but man, I just can't look. I mean, what's his face?
I got such a major crush on. I got such a major crush on Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, yes.
Please don't tell the wife. Well, she kind of knows, but her voice too. I love
actors.
her singing voice too. And she's got a great Christmas album.
Is that the chick from Bones?
That's her sister.
Oh, okay. I was going to say she looks a lot younger. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, so
Zoe Sam Rockwell's fine, but he ain't no Zaphod Beeblebrox.
I remember sitting in the theater watching that, going, "How could they mess this up this bad?" Like if you would follow the story, how do you mess it up?
They follow the story.
Yeah, but
but it's just these people are not as good as these characters were. It's British. Yeah. That's why they put an American cast, even though, Martin's British, but they cast a bunch of characters that all should be British, actors who are not Mos Def. Nothing wrong with him. He's just he's not Ford Prefect. He's not British. Ford Prefect has to be British. I don't care if he is from Beetlejuice 5. Zaphod Beeblebrox is from Beetlejuice 5, but he should be British played by Mark Wing Davey. Alan Rickman is British, sure, but Marvin's voice and the way he looks is so perfect. Alan Rickman's a great actor. Fantastic. He's not better than Stephen Moore as Marvin. Sorry. Marvin is perfect on the radio show and the albums, which was taken from the radio show, and of course then the BBC show. Radio show came first, by the way. So sorry.
We're talking a little Christmas here too. So Zoe can do no wrong for me. So and of course her version of Baby It's Cold Outside in the movie Elf, which is an all-time classic, which is a must watch for the holidays.
That song is sexist.
It is, well, according to the husband and wife that wrote it, sexist, I guess.
Yeah, it's like assaultist.
Yeah, well, not according to the original authors, but yeah. So, so that's she's in a group She and Him, and so very She and Him Christmas. So that's 2011. That's that old now.
Wow. So they've got
I
the
love
pronouns.
Christmas music.
Cool.
Mark, did you have such a big crush on her that you watched all 385 episodes of New Girl? Because that show was on for a long time.
I did not watch New Girl that much. Yeah, once in a while I'd watch it, but yeah, I did have a. She just and I love her voice. So that's
So it's a
that's a weakness.
it's a very pronoun Christmas. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it's a very pronoun. Yeah, great. Well, this is before pronouns were a thing. So a very she and him Christmas in 2011. We didn't know what pronouns were. We better not say that.
Today would be a they them Christmas.
Yeah. We're gonna get in trouble now. Yeah.
You heard Elon
Yeah.
has his pronouns
Yeah.
on Twitter now.
Yeah.
You can't get in trouble for that.
I'm joking.
No jokes. So there's your problem. Joking. Be serious all the time. Don't
Yes.
make jokes.
No jokes. No jokes. Yeah.
I'm kind of a joker. Zoe, what you like her? You like her better than her sister?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I like her singing too. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's so I did. So I guess I have to say, Hitchhikers had some good moments in it for me. I guess just because of that. But I can hear your complaints. But
well, it did use the same story. I just don't like the actors.
Yeah,
I don't dislike the actors. I just don't. I can't watch it with these other actors. This is my problem.
Yeah. Well, just the whole opening of that, the book is so brilliant. I mean, you've got to read all 3 books in the or all 5 books in the trilogy.
All 5 books in the trilogy.
Yeah. But
yeah, and they never. The thing is, the sad thing is, the book 4 and 5 were never ever filmed in any way.
Yeah. But my favorite thing is when they have the piece of furniture stuck in Ford Prefect's it was his house or apartment, or it's the computer's trying to calculate how to get the piece of furniture out, and it said you'd have to break the laws of physics to get it out. There's no way this piece of furniture could have gotten in there, so they always have to walk by it, So yeah.
Can you imagine these guys that they're doing this movie? They're like, man, this is our big break. This is going to be huge. This can't fail, And the next thing you know, they're all scrambling for TV work.
Yeah, well, they were all still pretty big, though. I mean, Sam Rockwell still did independent films. And Mos Def, I guess, did his thing. I don't know if it hurt their careers that much. Alan Rickman, how could you hurt his career? I mean,
yeah.
So, I don't know if it hurt anybody. And
Zoe was awful in the film. Oh, Hungry Boy, don't make me sad. Oh, God, she can do no wrong. Do no wrong.
Sandra Dickinson was tough to beat. She's such a fun airhead as Trillian. But by the way, that's a fun fact. Sandra Dickinson, who played Trillian in the original BBC show, was Peter Davison's ex-wife.
Wow,
Fifth Doctor. And he was in that, but.
Sorry, Hungry Boy, love him. Zoe can never do anything
That's
wrong.
For you, Hungry Boy. Don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Peter Davison actually made an appearance in that.
Oh, he did? Yeah.
Not the movie, the TV show.
Yeah. Let's look up coupling. Yeah, let's look up coupling.
Look up coupling, man. It's so good. Oh, my God.
I've seen this. I might have seen it years ago. Let's see.
Who was the guy in Elf again? The Elf.
Who?
Oh, the guy from SNL you talking, or Bob Newhart, or
no, not Bob Newhart. I knew who Bob Newhart is. No, the guy, the tall guy, the elf guy.
More cowbell.
Will Ferrell?
That's it. Thank you. In Will Ferrell's new Christmas special, he sees a guy dressed just like Elf, and he's like, "You look like an idiot. You look ridiculous." And he's just like just kind of saying like it really mean to him because he's like kind of discombobulated and stuff. But I kind of chuckled at it. I thought that was funny.
Coolness. I think my favorite episode.
That being said, don't go watch his new Christmas thing with Deadpool. It's freaking awful and about 50 hours too long.
Really?
So, my nephews wanted to watch it, so I watched it with them when they were in town from Florida last couple weeks ago. It's like a remake of Scrooge, which we need another one of those, right? And it was just
the Muppets did it well, I guess. Yeah,
ponderous. Yeah, Muppets did good. I like the one with the guy who played Patton. That was an enjoyable one.
Oh, my George C. Scott version of Scrooge. Yeah. I think I've seen this years ago. I think so.
See the guy with the curly hair. That's Jeffrey. He's my favorite character. They had my favorite episode. Probably, I think it's from. I don't know if it's season 1 or 2. It's called The Man with Two Legs. He's such a nut. He's on this on this train I won't spoil it. It's just a plot. The train, and he's got his leg covered up, and he sits next to this hot chick, and he does not know how to act around women. He's got it covered up, and somehow they get to talking or whatever, and she thinks he's handicapped. Think he's missing a leg because it turns out her brother is missing a leg, and he finds this out. She tells him, and then he like plays along with it and lies to her and covers it up and acts like he doesn't have a leg because he's so super hot. And then later, when he's trying to explain it to his friends, I mean, the first time I heard it, I almost had a heart attack. He's got, what is your problem? He's kind of telling them all about it. I've got too many legs.
I got too many legs. Yeah.
The whole episode, he's lying to her that he's handicapped because his girl is so beautiful. Holy shit! It's so.
Now, why do we try to remake this?
He won't have his leg amputated.
Yeah, Claudia, have you ever met a girl that's that hot that you're willing to like lose a leg over? That's that chick.
Yeah, she's unreal hot. And of course, it's very raunchy. There's so many geek references because they're big Doctor Who and actually and other and there's references to Star Wars and comics all over it and stuff. Stephen Moffat wrote this, of course, before he ever worked on Doctor Who. He created the show. It's about him, kind of. And it's just
growing up, I guess. Right? Yeah. I think I've
messed
seen
up.
this.
And there's the remake cast. I'm like, no. And I love my boy Colin Ferguson from Eureka, but he was on the remake. They did like 6 episodes, and I remember watching that first one. I'm like, wait a minute, this is verbatim the first episode of the original. They didn't even bother to change a thing. I'm like, it was funnier with the British people. Sorry.
The Brits did
Yeah,
that one better.
it usually is.
Right.
Yeah. The lines and everything.
Was another BBC show about what was the show with Felicia Day and the wannabe Scotty? Yeah, was it?
What?
There was another TV show that was did it have Felicia Day? No, it had oh god, who was?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. I was thinking of Felicity Kendall. I take that back. It was not the good life.
Yeah, she is great. Felicia Day.
Okay. Was it Felicia Day? There was another kind of show, geek and nerd roommate show. I gotta look it up.
Oh, and they remade it here with Tom Schneider, not Tom Schneider, the guy from Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo, and the blonde guy. I don't remember what you're talking about.
Maybe
if you look that up, you'll find the British
was in it. Maybe Simon Pegg was in it too. Maybe that was maybe I'm mixing this series up.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one where they all live in the apartment complex, right, Mark?
Yeah.
And like when
Space. Thank you. Spaced.
That's it.
That's the show. I'm mixing Coupling up with Spaced.
That's the one. Yeah, where he's running a comic shop. He's a comic book artist.
Yeah. Spaced. Yeah.
And he gave he chewed this kid out for liking the Phantom Menace.
There we go.
Do you guys know that when he was working on this show, he was also writing his zombie masterpiece?
Yes, Shaun of the Dead. All I know is he's such a jackass that he's later come out recently, in fact, and talked about the scene, the famous scene where he's chewing the kid out for liking the Phantom Menace. He's at the comic shop and he gives a ball busting speech about how bad the Phantom Menace is, and later, now that he's a sellout shill for Star Wars and Star Trek, fake Trek, and all that stuff, he apologized for it and said he was wrong. He's like, "Shut up, you little wiener." He's the worst.
It's the guy from Black Books. He was in.
Yeah, he's on there too. He was on.
Yeah,
Space.
That guy's pretty famous, right?
You know who else he is? Well, which one are you talking about?
Mark, can you go back one picture where they're reading the Judge Dredd annuals?
Yep.
That one right there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
There's another
that
dude
guy, Billy something, right? Clobby,
right?
Yeah.
There's another guy on Spaced who was also on Black Books, who is the voice of Darth Maul in Phantom Menace.
Oh, okay.
And I remember there was an episode of I don't know if it was. I think it was an episode of Spaced where he's sitting there because it was right after that came out or whatever, not too long after, and he's sitting at a bar and he's saying, "At last, we shall reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last, we shall have our revenge." The guy who actually does that in the movie is sitting there saying that at a table.
Oh, Geek and Sundry. That's another show with. I just drew a blank. I just had the.
There's Nick Frost.
That's the one with Felicia Day. That's the one with Felicia Day. Yeah,
which one?
Right. Geek and Sundry.
Geek and Sundry. Never heard of that one.
Yeah. I think it was a web. I'm not a robot. I am a man.
She's on the Eureka episode.
Felicia Day. Yeah.
That I'm watching. She was on Buffy.
Yeah, that was
or
her.
Angel. Angel. She was an Angel.
It's a channel, yeah, Geek and Sundry. Yeah, and they did a show too. I think at one point I watched like an adventure show or like a D&D show. I'm trying to all this stuff gets rolled up into one, but yeah. So Critical Role, but that's Felicia Day. Yeah.
Wasn't she in the Captain Hammer thing or whatever?
I can't remember. Yeah.
Dr. Horrible's musical.
Oh yeah, Dr. Horrible's. Yep.
Dr.
With Doogie Howser. Yeah.
Doogie Howser.
That was good. Yeah.
And Captain Reynolds.
Captain Reynolds. Yeah. Yeah.
The original Doogie Howser or the remake?
The
original. There's a new Doogie Howser.
I think there is.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's called Doogie Howser. It's like some Hawaiian chick or something. Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, because they always had to. You got to remember, Mark. They always had to make a TV show in Hawaii, since CBS owns a studio there. That's how we got Magnum PI, man. You had to cancel 5-0. You got to have another show. You know.
Yeah.
And they just remade that. Another remake.
Yeah.
Then they canceled the new Magnum PI, and then somebody else picked it up.
Oh no!
Yeah,
it's still going.
I think like CBS canceled it, and like NBC picked it up because NBC has nothing.
Still going?
God, no. Really?
Yeah, it's not going to make a season. It's ridiculous. So I swear, dude, somebody says it's really is to keep that studio in Hawaii running to make it profitable. Because it just can't sit there. Property's too valuable in Hawaii. I don't know if that's true or not. How much of that stuff do they really film in Hawaii anyway? Wouldn't you think they do most of that like in LA? And they just film like exterior?
No, they're in Hawaii. No, they're in Hawaii.
Oh, they are? Okay.
They're pretty cheap. I don't know. I guess so.
Yep. So the spam is cheap there.
Felicia Day's on the new MST3K. Well, she can't be worse than Patton Oswalt, though. He's worse than he's the worst. He's on there. That's why I'll never watch it.
That's true. And his show got canceled too.
Good. He's
on Hulu. They were like, hit the rocks, MODOK. You're out.
Oh, the MODOK show got canceled.
Yeah.
One
no
season.
Offense, Mark. I know you watched it, dude. That was awful. My nephews wanted to watch it.
The animation was good, but it was
Oswald
stupid.
is poison.
It tried to rip off Rick and Morty, I think. Wouldn't you say, Pat? You're the Rick and Morty expert.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. They were just going for the same kind of humor, without a doubt. They fell short. My brother makes the best because my brother hates Patton Oswalt because he hates his politics, and my brother goes, Patton Oswalt could even ruin Blade. Because Patton Oswalt, believe it or not, was a central character of the third Blade movie for some odd reason. You know.
I forgot that now. Yeah.
Yeah, he really was. He was in the whole movie. And my brother loved the first two Blades, and when he saw that, he was like, Patton Oswalt and this ridiculous guy who ended up being Ryan Reynolds was like, that's not even like what he was like in the books. I'm like, yeah. Hannibal, what was his name, Claude? Do you remember?
Hannibal King.
Yeah,
he was Hannibal King.
The Archer.
He was in Trinity 3. Yeah, Blade Trinity. Yes, he played Hannibal King. You know, which was a vampire detective thing guy or whatever.
Yeah, and freaking even Wesley Snipes in that movie was like a robot, dude. He just looked like he was mad at the world, reading his lines off of a cereal box or something.
Right. That's such a disappointment too, because the first two were pretty good. And a lot of people really love those. I mean, I like the first two well enough, but other people are really, nuts about them and really loved them. For them to get that third clunker.
Yeah.
Well, like I've said before, it wasn't until I talked to you in 24/7 about that I realized, man, I really do like horror comics, because I started realizing it's like, man, I really like Swamp Thing. I really like Blade. I really I like the old this and that. And he's like, oh, man, yeah, that's all those good horror comics from like the 70s and 80s. I'm like, wait a minute. I like horror comics? I guess I do.
You didn't even know it. There you go. Now you know. The more you know, sir.
The more you know.
Well, I am not I like horror movies that are smart and like the old Universal stuff, but I hate gory, blurry, but like really smart horror movies. Yeah, exactly. I hate slasher films. Thank you, Mark.
Same.
That's a good point.
You like some intelligence to your monsters. I mean,
there we go.
There's a time and a place for some slashers, or
monsters are one thing. Slashers not. Slashers,
they're not monsters.
They're just people running around hacking people. People who chase. Dead teenager movies is what I can't stand. I never thought we would live in a time, and we do. But guess it just makes sense that some people who are a little bit younger than I am I remember when this first started to hit me, like mid to late 90s, when the horrible movie Scream came out, and I got dragged by a jerk friend of mine to go see it, and I was like, this sucks. And people were going, it was so nuts. And I just started realizing, wait a minute, people who were young kids that like to watch this trash in the 80s now actually feeling nostalgic about this crap.
Yeah, that's what it
And
was.
now,
yeah.
I didn't think anybody, no one in my age group at the time really gave a crap about those movies, but some people who were a little bit younger, I don't know. I mean, there are people now who just love those Friday the 13th movies. I don't understand how you could like them. And I know some of my very dear friends love them, so don't worry, my friends. I'm not trashing them. I'm just saying I don't get why anyone likes that stuff.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like Nightmare on Elm Street. I think always had some intelligence to it and some tongue-in-cheek moments. Friday the 13th TV series is really cool.
Nightmare on Elm Street has some has some imagination to it. I don't consider that to be a dead teenager slasher movie, even though it's teenagers.
Yeah, it's more horror, almost in some ways a classical horror. And of course, it had was the first appearance of names are not working now. Of who just got sued. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
How can I forget Johnny Depp's name? Johnny Depp was his first scene when he gets ground up.
Well, the first one, the first one, I think.
Yeah. So it's but I mean, if if whatever you like, yeah. So Retro Girl says I dislike slasher, but horror comics are so good. Yeah, much more suspense. Like the mystery is the overall violence. Just the older I got, the more it got to me. But like the Evil Dead, I mean, I guess there's a story there to that first movie, but it's very gory.
I love Evil Dead too because it's more of a cartoon. I actually love that movie.
Yeah,
Army of Darkness.
The Evil Dead 1, the first one is.
I'm a huge, for some reason, I can't explain to you why I love those movies, but the Phantasm movies. And if you go back and you watch the first one, it really isn't that bloody. Now, everybody's like, oh, the ball. But that's it. If you look at that scene, that thing with the ball's really the only thing that's bloody. And in a way, it's almost comical, right? Because it's obviously just a real practical effect where they have like a hose. Obviously you're not going to get that much blood out of somebody's head.
I hope not.
Magnetic ball. Yeah, I was going to say
it was an interesting gimmick. It was an interesting gimmick for a murder weapon. You got to give him that. I mean,
yeah.
And just what a great bad guy, the tall man, that Angus Scrim guy. And you know what, Clobby and Mark, one of those guys too that you hear these stories about. If you were to see him like at a convention, he's the kind of guy that would be like, "Hey, you guys want to go get a sandwich with me?" And he would sit there and talk to people and stuff.
Heard that.
Just a really nice guy.
Nice,
That buddy of mine is obsessed with Phantasm, the movie. Let's just loves it. Oh man, what's up? That Maddie's daddy's back. Steve's back.
Steve's back.
Yep.
I guess some young lady went to sleep.
Yeah, just in time for the Star Wars Christmas special.
I was going to say I was thinking if we kept talking, maybe Mark wouldn't bring this up, but
you tried.
Happy Life Day.
We were going to talk about some Christmas stuff, I guess. So,
well, let's go to Christmas, man. Go for it. Sorry I derailed it. I didn't.
No, those
that's
are all
the way
that's the way this goes. That's how we ride. Yeah,
that's the way we ride sometimes.
We're not stuck to any one topic as everyone and thank you for hanging out with us. And it's like being in our living room, right? Whatever random stuff we'll say. Yep. So here's the top 12 sci-fi Christmas TV shows for Weird Christmas. This is posted in, who is this posted? Well, this is 2020. What website's this? Alt Christmas. Okay.
Well, this one is one you got to find. I mean, you got to dig it up from a bootleg. I mean, unless is it on YouTube or something? The Christmas special?
No. George Lucas.
That's not available.
It's easy to find. I don't ask me how I know. Yeah,
but, I'm just saying it's not like you can go out and buy it.
But Clobby's joking. But I got to tell you something. Honestly, you know how I got a copy of that when I was in high school? I gave somebody $10 to re-record it from his VHS tape to my VHS tape, and I had that.
There were bootlegs at cons for years. But
yeah.
But I'm just saying. I'm not even kidding. I'm just saying it's not something. On a minute, it's just you can't go out and buy it. It's not for. It'll never be on legal release. Yeah. Disney could do it if they wanted to, I guess.
I would think they bought everything. Yeah.
Unless George Lucas put that in the
I don't-
contract, it could never
Let me
be
put it in
released.
the contract. So, oh, I'll sell you. I'll sell out my own Star Wars and Indiana Jones stuff, but you guys can't show that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please don't
Christmas
show
special.
that. Yeah,
You can have my soul and one of my adopted kids, but not that show.
yeah. Do not.
Okay, Steve. I saw Steve still here. Okay, I thought you were back. I guess.
Sorry, actually,
buddy.
yeah, I think Steve's right. I think his icon's been there for a while. Actually, you just can't see because Mark leaves stuff up.
Oh, I can't see it. That's right. Sorry, Steve-O.
Oh,
Okay,
it's all
Steve-O,
good,
cover
all
him.
good. Yep. So yeah, cover him up. Yeah.
So is the Star Wars Life Day like the #1 thing or the number 12 thing, or just part of the header?
Well, I don't know if it's the header, but anyway,
Header.
one thing I've read is Carrie Fisher. I actually saw her say in an interview she wanted to clear out a part of her house. She put the Star Wars holiday special on full blast.
I've heard that.
And as a
You told me
kid,
that
I mean,
before.
God, I was looking forward to this as a kid because you only had the movie, right? So this
Right.
was it
Yeah.
78 or when did this come out?
We all watched it. It was 70.
Yeah.
Late 77, wasn't it?
Yeah, so
Was
it
Yeah.
was definitely
77?
obviously
I
after the
remember
movie.
watching it.
Oh, I mean, it was
Yeah.
around
I remember
Christmas time,
watching
right,
it, but I
Claude?
don't know if I got to see all of it when they ran it, but I saw most of it for sure. I can't even remember what night it was on, like a Saturday maybe or something. I can't
If
even
I
remember what
could
night,
be
but
honest,
I know
I
I saw
chuckle.
most of it.
I chuckle at some of the stuff. I think the stuff with the author is hysterical. But honestly,
it's so
I'm not
horrible,
gonna
my
front.
God.
I'm not gonna front. I really did like the Boba Fett cartoon. I'll
Boba
watch
Fett
that
was
today.
good. Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, yeah.
I like the
Nirvana.
animation. I like the story. I really did. I dug it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was pretty good. But that's
well,
just
the-
me.
You're not gonna show the list.
Well, I will, but I just wanted to. We're diverting to Star Wars Holiday Special.
Okay,
for a
okay,
second,
gotcha.
So
1978.
78,
Okay.
November
So
17th, so just before
Ah.
Thanksgiving,
right. So a year and a half later.
and the first Boba Fett, which was very cool, and of course you had Kaishak, which was what should have been in Revenge of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, and of course you got his father Itchy, wife Mala, and son Lumpy, who had probably the worst Wookiee costume ever, and then the
boy.
yeah, so and of course it was people back then had VHS. I guess was just starting. Probably VHS was more common. So
Well, it was around, but it was very rare.
it was expensive. But I mean, it there were enough
You know
people.
how much a player was?
Probably $800, I think, back then.
No,
or something.
sir. We got one in 79. My dad got
Okay.
one, and it was like, I think it was like $1,200. It was a big bastard,
Okay.
too.
Wow.
But
Wait, in
Louis-
today's money or in 1980 money?
1979.
1980 money, yeah.
Good
With
Lord, Claudia,
inflation
that's
going
like you guys could have bought a Chevelle or something for that, buddy. That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
but he was
especially
in
your
the
dad.
car-
Your
he was
dad
in the
totally
car
could have bought
business.
a
He
Chevelle.
wouldn't.
Yeah.
In the car business, he wouldn't have a Chevelle, but that's another story. Actually, he did sell some Chevelles. Now that you mention it,
But the oh yeah, but it was yeah, just like printers were like $4,000 if you bought
I mean, everything was
high-end printer.
ridiculous. Yeah,
For a dot
computers
matrix printer?
computers. No, that God, not make sure it's you're lucky.
Sean.
No, you got laser.
Sean's
Hey,
here.
Decepticon, how's it
Decepticon,
going?
yeah, buddy.
But Mark,
What's
you
Yeah,
are right.
VCRs were big, man. Ours
Yeah.
was gigantic.
I remember
Yeah,
my
yeah.
dad getting a pre-owned from a guy who knew Pong game, and a new Pong game. Now there was nothing to a Pong game, right? Was $99, which had to be like $300-400 now, right? It'd be like going out and buying a PS5.
Yeah.
That's
So,
amazing.
so the first VCR was $2,200. It looks like, yeah.
We had an
Oh,
RCA.
1975.
Wow.
Yep. So $9,500
Top
for
loaders.
Betamax. Yeah, the top.
Yep.
My friend had a top loader.
Oh,
His
they were
dad
all
had- he
top
threw
loaders
it
at
out
that point.
Yeah, I wish he had grabbed that from him. Yep. So $22.95 for higher models and under $2,000 for base models. Wow.
Mark,
so-
Clobby doesn't want to brag, but it had a remote control. The thing is, you had to plug it in. It was a
You
cord.
had to
The
plug
cord,
it in.
yeah.
That's true. It was a kid. That's absolutely true. And it had knobs for the channel thing. You know, it had knobs for VHS.
Yeah.
Oh, come on,
I
seriously,
mean,
you
for-
went click.
Yes, it had knobs for the UHF, VHF channels to record
Wow.
stuff on.
That is some analog stuff there, my friend.
It was big time, man. We thought that was the greatest thing ever. You kidding me? And,
It was the
tapes-
greatest thing ever. Yeah, buddy.
Tapes were weren't that cheap either. And of course, I spent I bought most of the tapes and I did all the recording and stuff. Nobody used it but me, really.
Cobby, did you try to save a bunch of football games? Because that'll eat up some tapes, my friend. Okay.
No, I was too busy recording Star Trek
there
and all the time and every movie. And I remember how excited I was when Superman the movie finally made it to HBO, and I recorded it that night it first aired. And
it must have been psyched, yeah.
And then Escape from New York and some other stuff. But anyway, so.
Little did Cobby know it would be on 400 more times just that month. So
yeah.
So Betamax came out was $2,300, $2,000, right?
Wow.
And then the VHS came out in 77 and retailed between $1K and 1.4. So about
there you go,
$1,000 more. And that's one of the reasons even the Betamax was better. Technically,
it was.
Claude
we used to pick on him for having a Betamax, but he said it's better. So it's better, but no, it was better, but you couldn't get them anywhere because everyone had everyone was getting VHS. Sorry.
Yeah.
That is true.
And he ended up having both because he wanted to get stuff. So he had to get both. And then he had, of course, that on top of a laser disc.
And the laser disc. Yeah.
I remember our little video store in Algiers actually had a sign that said, "No, we will not get titles in Betamax. Please do not ask. It's too much money." And that's what the sign said at the front of the counter. Because people would come in and be like, "Can you get that on Beta?" And it's like, "No, we cannot."
Oh, so they released the animated Boba Fett segment on Disney Minus in 2021.
Oh, is it on there?
Okay, they pulled that out. But I guess
not the special,
not the special, yeah. But I guess there were enough people VCRs out there that recorded it. So that's really the only way.
Yeah, but like I said, there were boots at conventions for years. When conventions sold bootlegs, they weren't great copies.
Yeah. No, it looks bad, but actually kind of like the copy I've seen has all the commercials in it, which is great. And Art Carney.
Yeah, I've seen it with the commercials too.
Yeah, and it's actually more fun to watch.
Riff Tracks did it. Riff Tracks did it, by the way. There's a Riff Tracks of the special, and they left. They left some commercials of it. Oh yes, Riff Track. You got to see the Riff Tracks.
I wonder if I could find it somewhere.
This. I don't know.
That would be. Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Well, Riff Track sells it, I think.
Oh, through Shout Factory.
I don't know, but
they've done it. Something Shout.
I've watched the Riff Tracks of this.
Well, that might be the only good way to watch it. But I mean, when this came
out,
I was
like, Carney?
Oh, God, what is that? Yeah, Art Carney. You haven't seen it, Pat?
I have. I totally forgot Art Carney was. Dude, Art Carney's like an American gem, dude. That's amazing.
Oh yeah. No, he was on there. Yep. Hey, Pop Culture Republic. Great to see you.
Yeah. Hey. Who's the lady that's dressed like a robot?
I can't remember the characters, but it was horrendous.
Was that a
B.
guy?
Arthur? Was that B. Arthur or that? No,
B. Arthur looked like B. Arthur. She was the ran the bar. Yeah,
right, she was just Maud.
Yeah, and then they had this dancing girl was in there, like the dancer, and there was like a dancing scene. And Mark Hamill looked freakazoidish with his makeup.
Lord. And he was like, "Why do I have to be here?"
Was that before the car accident?
Yes,
I think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Just the makeup.
Wasn't this? Well, right. I don't know. Had he already made Corvette Summer? I know we went to see Corvette Summer.
Yeah.
Maybe he did.
I'm not sure. And Lumpy, my God, look at the costume for Lumpy. How horrible is that? God.
Oh, God. Yikes, man.
Just real scary.
Yep. See, Decepticon bought the Star Wars special at a con. I'd never heard of that at that point. Saw it, played it on a TV at a table, and was amazed. Yep, until I saw it. Yeah, exactly. That was when at cons, not only did they have tables upon tables with all the bootlegs, DVDs, and videos.
Yep.
They would actually have a TV there to let you sample whatever they had. Now that's not allowed anymore. I got so much cool stuff at the boot tables.
Cobby, could you run a con like that anymore? They're so sanitized now. They're so not fun. You know what I mean? Could you do an old school one and get away with it, or would the police be in there raiding? The FBI would be in there raiding in.
Well,
they
would, I guess.
Yeah. But man, you're right. I remember the old even in the 90s, the Coast Cons were still kind of like a pirate, kind of
Sure.
thing. And there was, shady stuff going on in the parking lot. And you're trying to hook up with a nerd girl and stuff and everything. Now you go and it's just a bunch of kids trying to tell on each other because he has a weapon and
True.
that he made fun of a brony and stuff. It's like my nephew called me up one time. He's like, man, they're like going to kick me out of this con because they were saying my friends are making fun of a guy dressed up like a My Little Pony. And I don't even know what they're talking about. I said, well, just be real apologetic, but be honest and tell them like, look, you guys don't have any proof. You don't have me on. But can you imagine you're going to harass somebody that paid $300 to get into your con because somebody might have said something off color to a guy dressed like a pony? The hell is the world to come, man? It's just weird. I mean,
it's pathetic. Wow.
And hail to Captain Skywalker.
Hey, Captain Skywalker.
Stephen M is here. Kal-El is here. Yep.
Dude, this episode said that was Harvey Korman. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Brian Hepburn. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Harvey Korman was a robot. Okay. Oh, the Julia Childs character. Oh, it's just so bad. Yeah. Their comedy death. That's just great descriptor for
and Brian Hepburn also said that too, that they were both.
Yeah. It's just I watched it maybe 2 or 3 years ago again. It's just so bad, except for the Boba Fett.
If you gotta watch it with the riff tracks though, dude. But anyway, go ahead.
I haven't vetted this article. So all right, number 1, this is Garbaggio. It's a horrible that episode's just so poorly done. Stephen Yeun's a good actor, but it's
Jordan Peele trash.
It's a remake.
I was going to say, I'm proud of myself. That's one of those shows I never even watched. So good.
I never will.
That's Garbaggio. The second season has 1 or 2 good episodes out of 15.
I'll
maybe.
never know.
Yeah,
Jordan Peele's name on it.
The first one was first season was horrendous.
And
the second season is bad too, but they had like 1 or 2 episodes that I thought were passable.
Yeah, but see,
okay,
good or bad's one thing. They're evil because it's made by an evil guy who just hates hateful trash. It hates, he's a bigot.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Legitimately is. Jordan Peele is legitimately a bigoted sack of crap. I'll never watch anything with his name on it.
Oh, and Lemon Pie is here. Hello, Hungry.
Lemon Pie and Jill.
Hey, Jill. Oh, Black Mirror is an all-time classic. Yep. So White Christmas. I know I've seen every episode of Black Mirror. I'm trying to, of course, advanced tech, intertwined stories about all-important holiday feel. Why don't you tell me something about the episode?
Well, maybe they're trying not to.
I'm gonna have to goggle it on the other screen here. I mean, I've watched it probably, but I can't remember anything about it. So you guys remember it or?
No, I never watched it.
I've never seen Black Mirror.
I watched the Star Trek one, but other than the episode they did.
Oh my God, you have! Oh,
I never really could get into it. Anything like that one. So
yeah, the Star Trek one was kind of boring. Wasn't that Kirsten Dunst's wife's in that movie, right? In that show, right? Then he played like
husband, Jake.
Yeah, got news for you, dude. That's his. That's his wife. She wears the pants in that family, my friend. I can tell you. I've seen interviews.
How do you even know who she's married to?
This one.
Because I used to have a big crush on her for about 8 years. Probably she was kind of hot, but that is all about.
It's a fair
dude. Look, honestly, Fargo, great show. I know you wouldn't watch it because it's not sci-fi, but Fargo's pretty cherry, man. I think you've told me that before. You're like, I don't watch that stuff.
I don't. Did I say that?
I apologize. Have you seen any of Fargo?
No apologies. Okay. But I have not seen it.
Gotcha.
And I only watched oops, you were right after all. No, I'm just kidding. It's close to true, but I probably just said it as a joke.
Peel and Hungry Boy likes Nope. I haven't watched that yet, but he's saying it's like a 1960s
I'll never know.
episode. I've seen the trailer. And he
Nope. I'll put nope on that one for me.
Yeah, he's just such a nasty guy. I refuse to do anything of an opera.
I can't watch anything with his name on it. Won't after Doomcock did a great breakdown of that horrible remake he did on his Twilight Zone show about Terror at Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, the remake of the old Shatner, and then later Lithgow.
Not a good job, yeah.
And what he did, not that it was horrifically hateful Garbaggio. So
well, the worst one was the cop episode, but I don't want to talk about it so bad.
Good night, Retro Nerd Girl.
Take care, Retro. Thank you for stopping by, and have a great week. And everyone, check out Retro Nerd Girl's channel. Great stuff over there.
Was it instead of a gremlin on the wing? Was it a white racist male? That was.
It was very
Attacking-
hateful.
Okay.
I watched it. I can't
Against
remember what they twisted, but it was they made it. It was an author instead of they flip things around, but it was just it was
Wasn't
just
just that. It
horrendous.
was like some really hateful
Yeah.
stuff against who kind of people that Mr. Peel hates. If you get my
Yeah.
drift there.
Took so long. I know it just angered me when I watched it, but I thought the police episode was actually the worst one. So here's Retro Nerd Girls channel. So everyone go over to sub.
Indeed.
Here we go. Sure, that's in the chat there.
Yeah.
But anyway, this episode was pretty wild. Raquel loves
John
Black
Hamm.
Mirror. So you clone yourself and you're inside a cookie. So it's like you're inside something. So and they're training your mind to run everything in your house, but then the AI thinks it's you because it's so well done. Really creepy and scary. Stuff that makes you think. So and I guess this one, the guy is trying to pick up, go on a date, and it's giving a remote guidance. So yes, that's a good pick. Yeah. I forgot there were 3 stories in that one. And here we go.
I just watched this the
Times.
other night, yesterday. I've been binging this show. I'm in the 4th season. This is hilarious. This is a very fun episode.
So what? Give us a quick teaser of this episode, I guess. Yep.
The sheriff there is finally getting to go visit with his family, leaving Eureka to go back home to visit with his family because it's really hot and crummy in Eureka. There's no snow or anything, but the roads get shut down due to the shield that covers Eureka is malfunctioning and no one can get out. So he's stuck there and he's all moping about it. But then he goes and sits and tells these kids a story about that time. He sits. These kids are all. I'm sorry. These kids are snowbound. At Christmas, so he sits them in the Carpe Diem and tells them the story about that time he was trying to leave to go on Christmas a couple of years prior to that, and he couldn't because of the force field covering was inoperative. I mean, it wouldn't let him out, and so he talks about basically. I can't say much without spoiling it, but it's basically dealing with the Matt Frewer character.
Something tech behind Santa. They're saying here. Yeah.
Basically trying to trying to catch Santa Claus. Let's put it like that.
That's
okay.
Cool. Now, does he become?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to ask. Does he become sheriff of the town, or is he already the sheriff of the town, and then the town becomes like this?
No
spectacular.
The pilot episode he shows. You haven't seen Eureka?
I should go watch this from what you're saying.
Well,
I have never seen an episode.
The show started in 2006, and it was on the Sci-Fi channel when they still cared about doing decent stuff. And she's a U.S. Marshal who was driving through the woods up through the sticks. He just tracked down his delinquent daughter who had run away at 15, and he arrested her to bring her back. Actually not really arrested her, but he was driving her back. She's pissed off at him, and he ends up out in the sticks and has a wreck, and ends up in this crazy town called Eureka that it turns out in the right after the Second World War, Einstein started this society. Basically he, along with the government, found this big chunk up in the Northwest, up in Oregon, to create this town where geniuses would go. They started this business called Global Dynamics, where they would do all the, basically set the future, create all the science for the future and stuff. And of course, the show is extremely deep science fiction where crazy science fiction experiments go awry. And it's a town full of absolute geniuses. And he's just this basically average cop. Well, he's going through there and he ends up getting involved in a mystery in the first one. By the end of the episode, they're impressed with him, even though he's not a genius like everybody else. He's this normal guy, but his practicality and ability as a detective impresses them. So they hire him as sheriff. And so he becomes the sheriff of the show after the pilot. And from there, he's the sheriff. And it's funny because it's a show about a guy that's just a regular dude with an average IQ, sometimes outsmarting these people and solving things because they're so brilliant and so practically minded. They don't think of the little things. They don't think of the practical things. And it's always, and it has a lot of humor to it and has really crazy out there, but in a good way, science fiction plots. And just with every kind of, there's put it this way: in Eureka, the technology's far, far, far advanced than it is in the rest of the world, and all these geniuses. One thing to give you just a little bit of an idea about it later, not too far down the road in the series, his daughter ends up going to the high school there, and in the high school at Eureka, there's a scene with these two cheerleaders walking down through the hall, and they're discussing physics, not cheerleader stuff, and then this jock bumps into this little nerd kid who's like 3 feet shorter than him, and you're the usual, like, the kid bullies him, and the jock's scared shitless of him because this brilliant little kid, like this, instead of the other way around, the traditional geek being, bullied by the big jock and stuff. That's just it has humor like that, and again, it has some crazy,
Crazy science stuff, right?
Science fiction plots that are, and again, it is the kind of thing. After a while, you go, man, nothing ever goes right in this town. I mean, they threaten to blow up the damn universe and I'm kidding, but science really goes awry and screws up so many times. You wonder how they ever got by without the sheriff, but the other sheriff before him was a pretty, good too. So
Yeah,
there was a time where Sci-Fi really was on the cutting edge, man. I remember some of the stuff that they had on, and
great stuff,
the little shorts, and I was never a big fan of the anime, but the anime they had was cutting edge and stuff and everything. And oof, boy, is it different now. It's unwatchable. I don't think I've turned it on in years, and I'm not just saying
great
that.
Characters. Great characterization, and again, it doesn't have any real woke crap in it. I mean, obviously, it was Lefty Hollywood, that, but it doesn't have super woke garbage because it was 2006. The women are beautiful, but they're great characters, and they don't, the men, they're equals. They have plenty of brilliant female scientists. Everybody's brilliant, and dudes, and they make mistakes too. They're flawed characters like anybody else. The men are flawed like anybody else, and it's none of this, none of the crap you see today, with a lot of great humor. And a lot of fun stories. I only saw a few episodes here and there back then when it came on, and now I'm in the 4th season, getting close to the end. There's 5 seasons, and it's a fun show. It even has a sister show called Warehouse 13 that I'm gonna go watch next, that I've only seen a little bit of.
Yep.
It takes place in the same universe.
Yep, so sounds good. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. Maybe I'll watch that. Just
Raquel's watching it now.
Yeah. But pick just this skip just to this episode, just to watch it.
Yeah, this is for season 4. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't have a lot of the threads. It doesn't spoil or anything. You can watch this one.
Just for fun, for Christmas fun. Yeah,
standalone episode. There we go.
Yeah, great characters. I love them all. And Matt Frewer is always funny.
Yeah. That's why I used to love, anthology shows where you could watch, you could watch just a show without investing in the whole, which is pretty much Star Trek too. When you think about it, a lot of the old shows, Emergency, just name an old show.
Yes.
I mean, of course, it obviously helps to know the characters, but you could just get in there and watch it. I remember I started watching The Blacklist, and I missed a bunch of episodes in the VCR. Oh, not the VCR, but the DVR stopped working. Screw it, and then I'm like, F it, because then you can't go watch. Then you go to watch the episode that week that's out, and you can't really watch it.
Yeah, I was gonna say they all build on each other.
They all build on each other, so I dropped the series. Then I'm like, screw you, as much as I love the actor, and then there's it's still going, Blacklist, isn't it? I guess, yeah.
It starts.
To give you another tidbit about the show, they have a recent episode that I just watched last night called Reprise, where because of a screw up with AI, with this girl Felicia Day actually plays the character where she comes into town, and this is the jukebox at the Cafe Diem absorbs, it's got every piece of music ever made in it, and it takes she's comes in at the early part of the episode and tells somebody she's listening to this AI that puts music in her brain that she could access it anytime she wants. Well, accidentally, because of a screw up with the jukebox, people, if you listening to certain songs influences people's minds. For example, one of the guys is listening to "Burning Down the House," and he burns down this bitch's house that he's mad at by talking. Yes. Another one is listening, "I'll Stop the World and Melt with You," and he's of course one of the scientists of the show. He's creating this because he wants to be with this woman. He's one of the lead characters of the show, played by Joe Martin brilliantly of the show. Creates a device that slows down. It's creating a force field all over. A resonance field all over the city that's actually stopping time in its place, and they got to stop it. So songs are influencing people to do shit. If you listen, it's very imaginative and a fun show.
Yeah, sounds great. Yep.
Yes. And Matthew
So
Fewer,
let's-
the trash can man.
Yeah,
I
he's
love
great.
Matt
Yeah,
Fewer.
yeah.
And
Gotta love
Warehouse,
him.
Clobby's a big fan of Warehouse 13. I mean, not Clobby. I'm
Oh,
Hungry
it's
Boy.
snowing.
I'm
It's
Clobby.
snowing in the UK. It's snowing in the UK.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice. I've
There
heard
we
of this
go.
one,
Perfect
Chuck
for
versus
Christmas.
Santa Claus.
Oh, I love Chuck. So Chuck is
Chuck's a
awesome.
good show.
Everyone should watch Chuck. And you've got the Firefly alumni Adam Baldwin.
The great
on that.
Adam Baldwin.
Oh, he's amazing. He's awesome. I love his love his stuff. And he's got the old 80s cop car. And he's like talking about Ronald Reagan all the time. And he gets a supercomputer loaded into his brain. So basically becomes a superhero.
Right.
So many you can call up all the skills and form of whatever Wonder Twin powers
They
activate.
basically works at Best Buy in the Geek Squad.
Yeah, and is becomes his girlfriend eventually. Spoiler work. Yvonne
Oh, she's so cute.
Stravinsky is very cute. So he's a special, his agent. I'm sure all the CIA agents are that good looking.
Wait,
You know
If
what
anyone's
takes place-
listening,
you know what
to all the
takes place
CIA
in the-
agents listening right now,
Yeah.
I hope you're good looking.
Hey, you know it takes place in the same universe as Die Hard, don't you?
How? Oh, is the same cop or is
No,
Al
there's
in
an
that?
episode with Al Powell, and he plays Al Powell.
Yeah, I
the
thought
guy
it,
from,
yeah.
in an episode, they call him Al
Okay.
Powell.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
The guy from what's that show he was always on?
George Winslow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get
Wait.
to see all this show, but Chuck's good.
Adam Baldwin from the Bodyguard. That Adam Baldwin.
and Firefly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
and
Firefly,
of
yeah.
course Firefly. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the guest stars is Reynolds Bill Johnson. He reprised his role as Sergeant Al Powell.
Yeah.
Don't doubt Clobby. First appeared in Die Hard. So you add this
was
episode.
hilarious.
Chuck, yeah. So that's in this episode. So
It's in the
yeah, and I
Christmas one?
love. Yeah, it's in the
Okay,
Christmas
I
one.
didn't
He's
realize it
into
was the
episode
Christmas one.
11.
Wow, that's coinky
Yeah.
dink. Matthew Pounder's watching the pilot episode of The Invisible Man with David McCallum. That was a cool show.
Wow. Yeah, Chuck. People seem to agree Chuck was good. Yeah, Chuck was the Geek Squad parody, and it was just always fun to watch.
It was on for
Sarah
a while
was
too,
cute.
right? It had
Yeah,
a real
5
ending
seasons,
and
I
stuff. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah. It was a gooder. Yeah, it was a gooder. Yep. Okay, Doctor Who. So far,
Now
other than the
that's
first
a
number
great one.
one, this is one of my favorite all-time Doctor Who episodes too.
Oh God, I love
Hysterical. Yeah.
this. I don't know if I rated this at the top of the specials or not, but this is one of the best Doctor Who specials. Remember, I ranked them last year, and
Yeah.
of course,
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
the only one. I'm the only one who can. So
And Donna gets Catherine Tate as a comedian in real life.
That's a
and,
great
she does a
episode.
great job acting. And she just gets snatched up in the spaceship, and Doctor Who ruins her wedding, and then she's getting attacked by robot Santa. And I remember her just yelling at David Tennant or the Doctor, just screaming. And it was just the give and take is just so well done. There, a lot of on-screen chemistry, and I think I liked her actually better than Rose in a lot of ways.
I'm gonna guess this is not Michael from Retro Blasting's favorite episode of the Christmas Doctor Who's.
why? Why would you get? Why do you think
Oh,
that?
come on, dude! Because Colin Minolt's in the Titanic one, dude,
Yeah.
and he's a big Colin Minolt fan.
He is a big Kylie Minogue fan, and he does like that Titanic one, but I don't know what his favorite episode is.
I'll have to ask him.
But he
yeah,
does like that one, no question about it. I didn't like
we
that
just-
one that much. Till because it was a bummer, but what happens to her without spoiling too much.
Yeah.
But I love her too. I mean, I don't know much about her like Michael does, of course, but I do. She is wonderful.
I think we can all agree, very easy on the eyes, right? I think we can all at least say that.
Beautiful. I have Runaway Bride at number 3, by the way.
Number
So
3.
it's very
Okay.
high up there. Yeah.
But that's how did she end up in the TARDIS? It was just what was the fluke that it
Turned out it was she got hit by some kind of what was the thing that hit
Was
her?
something? So some kind of cosmic ray hit or something.
Cosmic type thingy. I'm
They
having
explain
trouble.
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but they explain it. How about that?
Yeah, they explain it. Yeah.
I'll probably
That's-
watch them all
I'm-
again this year.
Yeah. So let's see and there was a robot figurine,
were some-
I guess. So
Great times.
Yeah,
Coming
that
home
was
to
so
watch
good,
the
yeah.
Doctor Who's Christmas special on Christmases. That was a special time.
her
That
granddad
was a
and
great
those
one, yeah.
episodes were so good too. I think that gentleman passed.
Yeah,
I'm not
he
sure.
did. Bernard Cribbins
Okay.
just passed. And by the way, he was in those new David Tennant ones that are coming out next year. He
Oh,
was
really?
part of those before. Yeah. So, and then he passed just right after when he was doing that.
He was so good, dude. That salute in that episode. Oh, Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I love.
And this is another good one
yeah,
too.
the character.
I love Sliders. So season 3, episode 12, before what's his name left the series, and his brother Jerry O'Connell. Yeah, Jerry O'Connell left the series, and he got merged. The way they explained it, he got merged with another version of himself, so he looked different. Or so was his brother on
That's
there.
Right. Only the crying mad made it to the end.
Yeah. The Sliders find themselves in a world where people are overwhelmed with consumerism. Many are forced to live and work in a shopping mall until their debt is paid in full. Gwen Marley and the other Sliders get jobs as seasonal workers and soon discover there's a sinister reason for the mall's big profits. Yeah, there's always an underlying great social commentary. You've got Gimli is there, and then this is a girl from Wade was a sports night. I'm forgetting the actress's name. She was good, and then Carrie Werr came on later on and kind of replaced her character.
I love her. Ooh, Carrie Werr.
She was cute. Yep.
Oh my god.
Yep. All right, so
Outer
I'm
Limits.
agreeing with this list. Now, there were a lot of good episodes on the new Outer Limits. Let's see if I remember this one.
There were.
Conversion.
Tries to kill his boss at the company's Christmas party, but he actually shoots through the party goers instead and gets shot himself before escaping. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember this one, but it's a callback to It's a Wonderful Life. But I don't remember that one. But I guess he turns good somehow. There must be a Twilight Zone twist on that. But
I got to put Justice League on here.
Let's see what else.
Why is this a Christmas episode? The
All right, well, this list is good so far. So
it's a good episode, but it's not a Christmas episode.
A Christmassy opening sequence, but he's just pretending to do Christmas Carol.
Yeah, he was doing Christmas Carol, right? But the rest of the other, get out. These people are dumb.
That's not a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here with that one.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to find stuff and like fill the list.
Yeah,
there's so much you could find. I mean, they've done Christmas. Almost every damn show's done a damn.
But Patrick Stewart would be a good Scrooge.
Yeah. So let's see what we got. And he did play.
He did play.
One person play. Yeah. So I guess they're reaching there. So I'd say maybe if you watch the first 5 minutes.
Wait, all kidding aside, was he doing that back in the 90s or was that more recently?
No, it was 90s.
87. No, 87.
Okay. So okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. He plays more than 30 characters. Yeah. So it's supposed to be really good. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what's this. Quantum Leap, A Little Miracle. I don't remember this one. Season 3, episode 10. But Quantum Leap, classic show, so it's probably got to be good too, right? Dean Stockwell's The Ghost of the Christmas Future.
I wasn't a fan of the show, but I'm sure it was good. Yeah, Stockwell's cool.
Yeah, Claudia, it's back on again. You could start watching it. Just got renewed for season 2.
No, it got canceled.
No, it got canceled. I think it got canceled.
Canceled, yeah.
Yeah, the Predator and Die Hard and Commander are in the same shared universe. So the Predator might come after John McClane one day.
You never know.
So was Lethal Weapon. There was supposed to be, they talked about a scene for Lethal Weapon 3 where they were going to show like a messed up desk that was supposed to be John McClane's Los Angeles police desk. Glad we got to watch Warehouse 13 because of the hubba factor. Yeah, that girl is. I've seen a little bit. I've seen a few Warehouse 13 episodes and I like it. They had one in particular where when Artifact, they basically kept talking about Jack Kirby, Hungry Boy, because it was a comic book based one episode where this guy found an artifact. It was played by Sean Marr from Firefly, an artifact that gave him superpowers. I did see that one because obviously you know why.
Nope. So in A Little Miracle, it says Sam leaps in the body of a personal valet for Michael Blake, Charles Rocket, a whole heartless businessman. Not anyway like a heartless businessman. Blake wants to tear down a mission for the homeless and replace it with a high-rise building called Blake Plaza. Or Trump Plaza? No, Blake Plaza. Okay, yeah.
Nakatomi
That's
Plaza?
right, Mark. Remember they did something where they did something with the guy's brain waves so that he could see Al. And Al did the different ghosts. Do you remember that now?
Yeah, I don't remember saying this, but that's what they're saying. So Sam decides to Scrooge him, and the Salvation Army helps with the plan. It's a lot of Christmas spirit there. Okay, then Holiday Specials number 10. We talked about that enough. So how bad that was. Yep. Now sometimes it's on YouTube.
Knows that Kirby episode.
Yeah. A Bionic Christmas Carol. I don't remember this one.
Wow, I don't either.
I
That's
remember
impressive.
this.
I
I don't
we've got
remember
some
much
Bionic
of it.
Man.
I remember watching it.
Yeah,
Wow, now I
let's
want to
see.
go back and watch this. I don't have
Where's
them.
seriously,
Like $6 million man right now?
I don't have them on DVD myself. I'm sure they're somewhere.
Of course, the Bionic Man would never work because they didn't detail replacing his whole skeleton with adamantium. Otherwise,
Why do you have to ruin shit, man?
would ruin.
This is Christmas.
Gotta ruin shit.
Stop
It's
ruining.
Christmas,
Stop ruining my $6 million man, dude.
dude. Yeah. Okay. Steve travels to the Budge Corporation on Christmas Eve. Company's working on a life support system for a mission to Mars. A number of things are going wrong. Yeah, there's always sabotage on that show. It's like a spy stuff. Yep.
That's true.
Steve dresses up as Santa and uses bionic powers to teach Mr. Budge about his present Christmas and possible future. It's a little bit of taking Charles Dickens, I guess, there. Yep.
There we go.
Steve, where Steve is buying presents at the toy store. There's an action figure of the $6 million man on the shelf. Yep.
Now that is product placement.
God, I don't remember it, but I know. I remember watching an episode
Must
with him.
have seen it, right?
Christmas. Yeah, I'd never missed the $6 million man. I just can't really. Dick Sargent was in it.
Yeah, as Bob Crandall. Huh.
Oh my goodness, the guy who will ever be the I'm not going to say it. The least popular. Yeah, I was going to say Darren.
He's no Dick York, sir.
The fake Darren.
The fake Darren.
Yeah. Wasn't his fault.
This is not a Christmas episode.
Oh, what the hell? What
Get out of here with this.
Come on.
They mentioned the Christmas party. He literally right there. They have a flashback where they met at the freaking Christmas party. Somebody needs a throat punch for this one.
Yeah, that's the other parts of the episode are not very Christmassy, but you can see Spock use the Vulcan mind meld for the first time.
Yeah, that's about it.
I thought in the future everybody was atheist anyway.
No,
Star Trek.
Not everybody.
No. Okay. So I'll put this link in the chat. That was actually not a bad article.
It was not,
three of them.
Well, they're dummies. I think it's terrible.
That was dumb, but some of them were good. But they had Chuck on there. I'll give them that, and had Sliders. So
that's true. What
you
call it?
Totally,
Quantum Leap was a good episode.
Yeah, and you like Quantum Leap, right?
I like the Eureka one and the Doctor Who one, but the rest of this.
Yeah.
They didn't even put your favorite Twilight song with the
yeah, no, I'm gonna
Bunghole.
That's on my poster. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Here's another Collider one. Let's see if
Collider's
this is Garbaggio.
Too. This will be,
let's see.
Get ready for some.
Let's see if we get Hungry Boy is gonna have a go crazy. Lex Smith season 5 episode 9. Although I did love Michael Rosenbaum and Christian Kruk. Yep, they're always good to look at. Yep.
Which one?
Both, yeah. No, just kidding. Let's see. I don't know. I don't remember. I probably watched this. I don't remember. Spin on It's a Wonderful Life. If they had gotten married. I don't know if anyone in the chat remembers this one. It's a supernatural, very supernatural Christmas.
Season 8. Oh, I was already gone by
3.
season.
This is season 3, episode 8.
No, season 3. I was watching the show that I just have no memory of this, and I'm sure I watched it.
Yeah,
what's it all about?
I don't remember that one.
The show I watched up to like the first maybe 7 seasons, maybe. Now there's like 70 seasons. I don't. Bread and Circuses is the Star Trek Christmas special. You bring this network's ratings down, Steve, and we'll do a special on you.
A special on you, yeah.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I gotta take this call.
All right, buddy.
No worries. Yep.
Ghosts.
Okay, let's see. X-Files, the Ghosts Stole Christmas.
Don't know this one. Ed Asner
and Lily Tomlin have spent the past century tempting lovers to their deaths, and Mulder and Scully are no exception. As the Spectres manipulate the pair into trying to take each other out, their bond can break any ghostly illusion. The ghost may try to steal Christmas from her favorite FBI agents. Mulder and Scully prove stronger still. I mean, I've seen it. I just don't remember it. So that must have been a pretty funny episode.
I don't remember it either. I've watched some X-Files sporadically. So,
yeah, I've seen it all. Okay, they pick episode 4. Yeah, the Santa Claus with Chuck.
Chuck one again.
The boss, he was so fun. The boss at Buy More. That was great. That was just all around great stuff. Yeah. So we've already talked about that. Okay, Buffy, Amends, season 3,
Yeah.
episode 10.
This was good.
You remember this one? Yep.
Oh yeah, it's Buffy. Yeah. So
Let's see.
this was
Everyone has
this
the
was in
power to
prime
do
time
good
for
and make
prime
amends.
good era for Buffy. Good, sorry. Great
No,
show.
yep. So you give that a thumbs
Hey,
up.
Tiger
Yep.
Stripes. What's up?
Hey, Tiger Stripes. Yep.
Where Sam and Dean are kids who've been dumped by their dad in the motel room on their own. The ring bells for okay. You know, I don't know why I'm forgetting it because I know I've seen. I watched up until like 7th season of Supernatural Tiger Stripes, but somehow it's not ringing a bell there. But I'm sure I saw it.
Good stuff. Yep.
Yeah, so
Of
I do
course.
remember that Buffy. Oh well, here you go.
That's another great one too. Yeah.
This is number 1 on my list of Doctor Who Christmas specials.
Was this one with the sharks with laser beams?
Yes, they didn't have laser beams, but yeah,
I didn't have laser
freaking
beams.
lasers. But they were swimming through the air. This is a masterpiece. This is a
great,
beautiful
great episode.
This
Yeah.
I recommend. You don't have to be a Doctor Who fan to watch this. If someone just tells you the basic bare bones, a little enough to know about Doctor Who to watch this for Christmas, it's beautiful and it's brilliant. It's an absolutely wonderful fairy tale, and and Smith and everybody's great in it, especially Smith and Michael Gambini or Gamboni or whatever, I forget the guy, Dumbledore.
Yep, he's in it. Let's see. Karen Gillan, Arthur Darvill has Michael Gambon. Yep, begins to thaw. Yep,
it's beautiful, and it's just like every Christmas I fire this one up. Again, it just every time I see this, it makes me so sad for those times when we would watch that Doctor Who Christmas special. After all the Christmas stuff is done, come home from doing the Christmas stuff with the family, whatever, and wait for the brand new Doctor Who Christmas special. Good times. And this year, even though we don't have any new ones, I'll probably watch this one or some of the other ones even.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pull this one out of the hat too, and watch this one again.
Think your family would watch this one right there? They don't like Doctor Who.
I think they
might like this.
The wife and my daughter and we were watching Doctor Who with David Tennant, and I can't remember if I made them watch this. Made them, quote unquote. So they would watch some Doctor Who with David Tennant, and the first episode we watched was the Agatha Christie one. I think that they watched. They really liked with the bees,
the Lion, the Wasp.
Yeah. Lion, the Wasp. Yeah, and then so they started watching it, but then later on they stopped. But they watched for a few seasons. So
hey, Pleasant Valley.
Hey, Pleasant Valley. Yep.
So this is beautiful. This is a wonderful episode, man. I just love it.
Like you said, as a standalone, you could probably watch.
You don't have to be a big Doctor Who fan to appreciate this one, I think.
Yeah. So, so it's these are so if you can combine these two lists, you've got some good stuff in there. And Matt Smith is great in this episode too.
Oh yeah.
Karen Gillan has of course become a superstar now, right?
Yeah.
So
yes, sir.
Best moment when the Doctor introduces young Curzon to his older self, warning him of the heartless old man he would become before reuniting him with his beloved Abigail, Catherine Jenkins. It's chilling, heartwarming, and vital to the saving of Christmas. Yeah, that was
incredible.
Good.
Oh my God.
Millennium.
Thank you.
There you go.
This is another one I watch every year. This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen as a Christmas special, and haunting at the same time. The second season of Millennium, I've gone through it before. I tell you how I didn't even care much for
you love it, right?
I hated the third season, but Glenn Morgan and James Long, and along with Darren Morgan, did this season of Millennium. And this episode, Midnight of the Century, is a masterpiece. The great Darren McGavin is in it. Remember him from Christmas Story and Night Stalker? He plays Frank Black's father. Lance Henriksen is terrific. This is a disturbing, in a good way, haunting, beautiful Christmas story episode right here. Millennium, like I said, I didn't like the first season too much. Second season has some of the best things I've ever seen on television. Some of the episodes are, and then the third season was total pig swell in my opinion. But the four demons in the Cafe Mega, and that episode's called Somehow Satan Got Behind Me. written by the great Darren Morgan. That was also 4th season. That's a masterpiece. But this episode right here is a brilliant, great Christmas episode. There's a reason why the only season I bought of this series for the DVD was season 2. And so
this list is hitting some good notes. It sounds like, yeah.
so far they're hitting some decent stuff.
Best Christmas moment when Frank shows his father Jordan's angel drawing, only to learn that it matches his mother's exactly. It's emotional, but perfectly encapsulates the spirit of Christmas. That was a hard-hitting moment.
That was hard-hitting, and there was one that was really, there's a scene a little bit later that makes you want to cry.
I've seen all these episodes, but it's been 20 years, I think, 30 years since one did this. Since I'll have to rewatch season 2.
This was around 1998 right here.
Yeah, so all right, so 20. Yeah, because I did watch
season
this
1, which is kind of like a almost a 7 ripoff in the sense. He's having flashes. He's at the FBI and he's chasing serial killers and stuff. But it was not that it was bad. But season 2 is all about religious prophecy and things like that, which was a weird thing to do with the show. They took it down a different direction. And Chris Carter, who was off doing the X-Files movie, he come back and he saw what they did, and he really didn't like it, and he turned it back into a cheap, shallow serial killer show again, and just he actually disregarded the entire 2nd season just about completely. It was a cliffhanger, and he just ignored it. Boy,
there's the website Pleasant Valley. Yep.
It's a Collider.
Yeah, Tiger Stripes. We're in the same boat. I remember watching it all because I was a massive X-Files fan, and that was one of the shows. Always watch. Was it Sunday night? Was X-Files? Never missed an X-Files. I think. So. Yeah, and that was one I watched with the
Friday night,
Friday night or whatever.
Maybe then later Sundays. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was Sunday nights, but
could be.
But so that was must see TV back in the day when you waited for that episode to come out and they didn't dump them all at once.
Back when there was such a thing as must see TV. Yeah.
Right. So I've probably seen this episode and just forgot it. Yeah.
It's beautiful. So, I might watch it again. It's been a couple years since I watched it, but there was a time I watched it like every year. I need to go back and pick it up and
the whole show or just this episode or the whole show, you just or watch
this episode. Oh, I need to go back and watch the whole second
season. You'd watch this episode at Christmas time.
I used to watch it. Look, I watched Blackadder's Christmas special, Christmas Carol, every year. Yep. And this one, I watch a lot, but not every year. And I never watched this Roswell. Show much.
That was another alien show. Yep.
I remember
this was CW or
I think Roswell. It was before. I think it was WB, wasn't it? Were they called WB at that point?
Yeah, maybe it was WB. Yep. So yeah, Batman. Dave says I'm catching up in the chat here. Batman animated Christmas with the Joker. Definitely agree there.
And then yeah.
Yeah, so it's not so much the it's not the medium method of delivery. It's the it's the shows. Right. Yep. So I don't remember this one at all. I think I watched a couple of episodes of Roswell.
I watched a few of them.
Or was this Sci-Fi show? Yep.
Yeah, I didn't really pay much attention. I remember that kid, but I didn't watch much of it. So.
And Grimm, I didn't watch Grimm. That was an NBC show, wasn't it?
Yes. I think wasn't Brandon Ralph on that show or something?
The Grimm Who Stole Christmas. Let's see. 3 goblins who wreak havoc on Christmas. Yep. It lasted
didn't last long.
Was it 4?
So Brian mentioned that.
Season 4.
So this lasted a while. Yeah. I never saw it. Some people like it though. So it was
it was all the fairy tale stuff, right?
Yeah, it looked to me it was like it was trying to be like supernatural, but different, I guess. Maybe so. There you go.
There we go. That's what I wanted to talk about.
Now? I guess he's not ranked.
Hopefully they're not ranked, because this I think would be this would be my number 1.
I need to watch this again. I love it.
I don't know. There was some water landed up on my face after watching this episode. I don't know how that happened.
That was me. I came by so to try to make you confused so you would wonder whether you actually shed tears or I just came by and poured water on your face. I do that.
So this is you do that to people, So this was one of those gut wrenching, but twists that really would just just hit you in the gut, and just first time I watched this, it was just so blown away by how good it was, and wow, that makes sense. And I'm guessing most people have seen this episode. In the chat won't spoil it, but well, actually, if you've seen this episode, type in M for Meek. See, let me know if you've seen this, but without spoiling it too much. But Twilight Zone: Night of the Meek tugs at all the right holiday heartstrings just in time for Christmas. The episode follows a down on his luck Santa named Henry Corwin, Art Carney from the Honeymooners, whose sole Christmas wish is to give to those in need, and he's very down on his luck. After stumbling upon a magic bag that gives the exact gift one desires, Corwin's life is changed for the better as he steps into the role he's wanted for years. So what's beautiful about that is, Christmas time, hey, I'm surrounded by action figures and toys, but some of the best memories are giving that perfect present to someone, or something that, someone really appreciates. And, it's corny. All right, it sounds corny, but it is really nice to be able to give someone a gift that they really appreciate. And that is special, especially when you become a parent and you give gifts to your kids and you see how they light up on Christmas morning, or for a birthday, or for whatever reason, when you give them something, and especially when they're younger too, they're jumping up and down. There's some old video of family video we found, we had digitized, and my grandfather gives me a gift, and some of them are toys I still have. Like, he gave me some corgis and some things, and I'm jumping up and down and going crazy, like I got a slot car set. I'm going nuts. I should pull that out and play that for fun. Little mini Mark. Thank you. And you can see the smile on my grandfather's face. Happy he was that I really liked that I loved the gift. So those are great memories. So they said this 25-minute delight will help renew both your Christmas spirit and faith in humanity as you see what goodwill towards all men can do to change one's life.
Art Carney is just extraordinary. I mean,
not
brilliant, and obviously, as Pleasant Valley's talking about, brilliant on the Honeymooners and brilliant in everything he's done. He just was a master. Won an Academy Award finally.
What did he win his award for?
Harry and what was that show?
Harry and Tonto.
Harry and Tonto. I think he got an Academy Award for that, didn't he?
Okay.
He was on he even played a Batman villain.
What was his Batman villain? Was
the
he,
Archer. The first
Archer.
episode of the second season.
The Archer, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen this episode,
it's been a while since I watched it. I think I'm gonna
don't read this last line here, because it spoils the episode.
There you go.
Yeah, because I flipped through it and I was like, what? Wait. Yeah, slot car set. Yeah, but it was only
this one up. It's been forever since I've seen it.
It was the cheapest slot car set. It was a figure 8 one. It wasn't like the super duper one, but I didn't care. God, slot cars were popular in the 70s. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna flip. Here you go, Warehouse 13.
I need to watch this one. I haven't seen this one. Warehouse 13. In the second season finale, Warehouse 13 manages to pull all the holiday heartstrings it can under 40 minutes. Wow. Under? Is that short? Wow. When the reconciliation between Artie, Sal Rubinek. Sal Rubinek was great on that show. And his father, Judd Hirsch. Wow. Anyway, I can't see it all, but there you go.
Oh, yeah. Let me scroll down. Yep.
At the dubious hands of Claudia Allison Scarlett. Boy, she's cutie. And Pete, Eddie McClintock. Cool dude, by the way. And Micah's Joanne Kelly on Christmas Quest. There's a lot going on here. Anyway, the artifact in question actually goes back to the Christmas truce of 1914. Wow. You know about the show or anything about it at all?
I've just watched a few episodes here and there, probably just, back when you used to flip through TV and the Sci-Fi channel would come up and you just start watching an episode. I don't really remember the show that well. But on the Christmas truces, that was when World War I in the trenches, they stopped fighting for even longer than a day. The war was so brutal, and they exchanged gifts and Christmas carols between the troops. So then eventually they said, you got to get back to fighting. So I think the officers, but that's, look up the Christmas truce of 1914. Here we go. The Librarians, season 1,
I have
episode
not seen that.
4. I haven't watched The Librarians. I know a lot of people love that show too. Let's see. We've got Mystique in it, I guess. Must have Santa Bruce Campbell from Sudden Death. Yep. Interesting. Yep. That sounds like an interesting episode. So, but I don't know if we've got any Librarians fans out in the crowd, but that was a fun show. People liked it. Arrow, Year's End, season 1, episode 9. Yeah, this was a good episode. Yep. Good episode of Arrow. But why is it Christmassy? It was a Christmas theme. Family refuses to celebrate the holidays. There's a Christmas party. Yeah, so Oliver finds himself in a showdown with the face of Bo,
Wow.
John Barrowman. Although he loses it, it brings his family together, proving Christmas to be the miracle they all needed.
That is the cutest Speedy ever, right there.
Yeah, I think she started out as a model, which is
yes,
no surprise, right? Yeah.
But you do know she became Speedy like the last 2 seasons before she left the show.
Yeah, and then she came back for a couple of times, but and I think the mom, was she in well, that's Willa Holland. The mom, I think, was she? What the heck was she in that I was just watching the other day? Something Christmassy or what the heck was she in?
Was it on the Hallmark Channel?
Thompson. Trying to remember now what. She's in Rejoined in Deep Space Nine. That was the episode that's coming up this week. No, because that's on tap on tap for Clobber Times and Raquel's Star Trek show. So
Mark, did you make it on? Did you make it on to Star Trek last night, dude? Were you the only guy on there?
I came in late because I was hanging out with the family. I came in a half hour late, but six jumped on, and
Clobby was smooth, dude. He just started inviting like all the chicks in the and chatting.
Oh, smart. Yeah, way to go. Yep. So this episode's going to be reviewed, I think, this weekend because they didn't. Raquel was away, so that's why I was just trying to remember. I'm like, I know and she was the board queen for in Star Trek Voyager. So
yes, and then I'm going to guess no Star Trek Christmas Eve, right? Or New Year's Eve, I'm going to assume, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
we're taking a big break. Yeah, Clobby's got family, man. He's got stuff to do.
I think he's going to he might stream, but just do a regular show or Clobby's Christmas show, maybe. He had to step out for a second, but
he should call it that. Let's tell him that, Mark. Yeah. He should call it Clobber and Christmas.
Clobber and Christmas, yep. The Flash, the man in the yellow suit. Let's see.
That show's coming to an end this year too, Mark. Well, next year, but you know what I mean. This season, excuse me.
This
folks.
First season was this is a good season. That was so scary. The Yellow Flash was scary in this one.
Yeah, they really the
Tom
first
Cavanaugh
couple of seasons of these 2 shows were really pretty good. And boy, did they fall off fast. Even Legends of Tomorrow, the first season was good. Then by the last season, they had Scrubs as Booster Gold. I'm like, what is this?
No worries, yep.
I had a very emergency Charlie horse.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Hope you're okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
Clobby, I coached for 2 years in middle school. I'm going to give you some advice. Walk it off and drink some water, brother.
I just walked and I'm going to drink some water.
Yeah, if you need to take a break, don't worry.
No. I think it's okay now. We'll see. It's weird. Just kind of in this chair so much, but I don't know what. And this chair's. I've got a very bad chair right now. I'm going to try to get a new one. But anyway, and what was that episode before that?
Well, we
talking about.
Well, we had the
Yellow Flash.
Oh, yeah, that's garbage.
I liked that first season. Yeah, it was.
I hated both.
Arrow, and then she's in Rejoined. But she's in Rejoined in Deep Space Nine.
That lady there.
Yeah, she's
the blonde, not the cute one.
Blonde, yeah.
How could she be? She's too young like that. This so many years later.
Yeah, she's
I don't know. Gosh,
she's a well-preserved woman. As
first season Arrow Gang was about 12 years ago. So
yeah, but Deep Space Nine was 30, almost 30-something years ago. But okay.
When did Rejoined come out?
4 seasons. I don't know. I mean, yeah,
Jeez.
this would have been about 12 something 30 years later, so it's not inconceivable.
1995 to I don't know what
Yeah,
year this.
I heard you guys though. I probably this Saturday we could just do the review show again. I'm fairly sure, but I'm leaving it open for a couple of days so I know for sure. And then of course Christmas Eve night I'll be here doing something. Won't be Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve night won't be Star Trek shows, but it'll be me hanging out with you all. If anyone wants to hang out, I know everybody's going to be busy probably, but
Whoever
feels like hanging,
whoever wants to hang out. Yep.
But
I shall show up, sir.
Christmas.
Spiked eggnog.
Yep. Go ahead, Pat. I'm sorry.
Now, is this the Christmas episode of the Batman where he actually does the Jingle Bells Batman spells, breaks the fourth wall, sings the song?
Does.
Is that correct?
And not only that, even though it says episode 2, this was the first one made.
Wow. Cool.
That wasn't The Simpsons that said Batman smells Robin laid an egg?
No, the Joker does this. He says, Jingle Bells,
Joker does
Batman
it.
smells Robin laid an egg.
Robin laid an egg, yeah.
Batmobile lost a wheel and the Joker got away. And he flies off with a stupid rocket. Christmas.
I'm pretty sure that's been around for a long time, though, Mark. Well before The Simpsons and Batman animated.
They better have the
series.
Justice League episode on here.
So this is a gooder. Yep, all-time
Yes.
classic. So this is the very first episode they made. That's interesting. Yep.
Loki and I reviewed this and a bunch of other Christmas cartoons, superhero cartoons last year.
Yes. If anybody's awake at 8:00 in the morning tomorrow, Loki is making his triumphant return. Or
Right.
so I've been told, and so it says on
There
the
we go.
card. So looks like
Good,
he's doing
good.
better.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he seems to be doing a little bit better. Yeah, he's doing a little bit better.
Good.
We love our buddy Loki.
Did he have the Christmas bug?
He's got a lot going on, buddy. I don't even know 100% of it, but
Yeah.
No. I'm just trying. Yeah. Hopefully it's better.
yeah, keep him in your prayers. But he's doing
I have
better.
no knowledge of anything, but yeah, I don't know
Right.
how serious it was, but just knew it wasn't streaming. So yeah, not to make light of.
Yeah.
But,
Oh no, I didn't even think that for a second, buddy. No, I'm just I'm just saying I'm not sure he even knows 100% of all what's going on, but he's doing better.
Right.
So that's the
Yeah,
important
gotcha.
part.
Yeah. Sure.
So best Christmas moment when Batman and Robin finally get to spend their evening watching "It's a Wonderful Life," which is of course is a must watch for the holidays. Yeah. So
that was
I'd say
Steven
this is-
mentions that too. Kal-El mentions that as well. That was a great bit.
Thank you. Yeah. So I think this article, a couple of clunks, but overall not so bad.
Not bad for Collider.
Not bad for Collider, right? Yep. So we got that one. Let's see what else we got. Did I do one more?
Yeah, why not?
Gizmodo.
I would have put the
All right.
Justice League episode "Comfort and Joy." I watch that every single year. The Justice
Good
League
one.
from Justice League season 2. I never miss that. There's certain things that I never not watch at Christmas. Other ones
Always
I rotate
watch,
around
right?
and see them. It's that one and it's Blackadder Christmas Carol, which I can't believe none of these people have mentioned. They're insane. Blackadder's Christmas Carol is a must watch every year around here.
How
It's-
popular do you
it's
think
the Christmas Carol
Blackadder is
by
here? That's a
Blackadder.
niche thing over here, I think I would say, across the pond.
I guess. You might,
Right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's a fair
Yeah.
cop.
Let's say I must know a lot of nerds because everybody I know loves
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
Hungry boy. I said, oh God, no. Invasion of the Secret Santas. We reviewed that one too. That's a great one, Brian Hepper. That's Batman and Brave and the Bold. That was a fun one. You make you feel bad
All
for
right.
Red Tornado. Oh, here we go.
All right, Hungry
Buffy.
Boy. There we go. Buffy amends. Was
Sorry,
that the other
Hungry Boy.
episode they?
Yeah, that was on there.
mentioned?
On the other one.
That
yeah.
was on
That
there,
was
yep.
pretty good.
Dead Zone. Dead Zone
Dead
was a
Zone.
good
I never
episode.
watched
That
that
was a good
show. You
series.
like
That
that
was
show?
a Twilight Zone. Yeah, that was the guy from. Oh God, what was he was on 16
Yeah,
Candles.
Anthony Michael
Like,
Hall.
Oh yeah, he was.
And-
That was a pretty cool show.
Yeah.
I did watch it a little bit, but watched it for a while. Yeah, and he would
And to go
always
back
see
to-
I like the
he
movie.
was psychic. Yeah,
oh yeah, good point.
Christopher Walken.
And to go back to Buffy too, thank goodness for Jennifer Lawrence, so we never got that movie or that TV
Oh,
show.
thankfully,
Or Angel, right? I mean, David Borealis has been working for 25 years straight because of Jennifer Lawrence. He owes her a ton.
Yes, of course. Look it up.
Yeah. So,
I love Black-
Quantum Leap, A Little Miracle that was mentioned before. Let's see, Wonder Woman, Deadly Toys.
See, I don't remember it. Frank Gorshin. I gotta go watch that again. I I mean, I used to watch the show, but I can't remember a Christmas episode.
That's
of course,
cool.
Well, love, she is absolutely wondrous. So
That's the 70s show they're talking, right?
I guess they don't really give you a lot of info because they're dope. So she should tell you the episode, and like that other one,
Yeah.
I'll give Collider some points on that. They were telling you the season and all that stuff, the year, at least.
Yeah, if you want to go watch it, right?
I don't know where Wonder Woman is available streaming or not, but
Yeah, the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Yep. Let's see, Futurama. They had a bunch of Christmas episodes. Robot Santa Claus. Santa Claus.
Yeah,
is
don't
Canadian.
forget Santa is a robot in the Futurama universe, and he basically everyone is on the naughty list. So he basically guns everyone down. It's great.
Yeah.
There's a $60 Man one again.
There we go. Yep.
But
buying a Christmas Carol.
Did either of you, by the way, let me ask you, did you watch the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell, the first one? That was it's a Netflix movie from about 2 years ago.
No, I didn't even realize that was Kurt Russell.
They did a second one, which I couldn't even stand to watch. I was afraid to watch for wokey looking reasons. First one though, and it's probably still on Netflix. It was thoroughly entertaining and a lot of fun. Kurt Russell's Santa Claus he's magnificent, and it's funny because the second one looks kind of wokey, so I didn't bother. First one's not at all like that. It's just pure fun. He is just, if you're a Kurt Russell fan, and who isn't, he's brilliant. It's hilarious. You can't cast Santa Claus any better than that. I highly recommend that. I know I'm not supposed to recommend stuff because it gets me in trouble, but I like that.
Gets you in trouble. Yep.
Sounds good. I am a Kurt Russell fan. If I ever owned a semi, I'd call it the Pork Chop Express.
Yes,
and
indeed.
probably get sued. So.
Nice. If you have Netflix, that would be a fun thing to watch for Christmas. Wow, look at that.
Christmas Invasion.
Greatness.
David Tennant's first episode. Yep.
Yeah, I have that ranked at number 2.
Yeah, so you think of it, he had some great, and he had the
specials.
And he had the
David Tennant's first story.
Yeah, so that was a classic, and the episode with Donna, of course, and it was on the, what was that?
Runaway Bride, and then
Runaway Bride. Yep. That's another great. Yeah, so when you think of it, he's got 2 really good Christmas episodes. Yep. Man from Uncle, Jingle Bells Affair.
I remember this one.
More of a Thanksgiving episode. Santa Claus suits used as disguise, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching it. I don't really see all that Christmassy, but okay. And I love Man from Uncle. So, and every episode, by the way, every episode of Man from Uncle has the word affair in it, in case you're wondering. Everything you see, whatever, this or that affair. Yeah, like it could be the Sunday Night Geekery affair or whatever. Yeah. It's just like the great show, The Wild Wild West. You know, every episode is called Night of the something or other.
Okay. Yeah.
Weird. I know.
Very
Dumb
cool.
facts that they'll never do you any good ever.
Right, they will do you good in trivia games. Yep.
Yeah, if you remember.
Yeah.
There's a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. Good buddy Donnie's a Power Rangers fan. Donnie, this is for you, partner.
You still here, Donnie? I hope to see this. Yep. Obviously
White
know
Ranger.
this, yeah.
White Ranger.
That Santa Claus and his elves are taken hostage and forced to make spinning tops. They'll hypnotize children of the world into being Zed-serving soldiers of destruction. That sounds like that's a good plan for a villain, I think, too.
There you go, Donnie. Good. So there you go. Donnie might like that one. Let's see. What do you think of that one, Donnie? And there's you go, Night of the Meek again.
Claude got to watch that with his kids. I got to watch Dora the Explorer. Who wins in that deal?
There you go. I don't remember watching that one myself, but I didn't have to watch that with my kids. I just had to bring them to the movie.
Gotcha.
And then Pinky and the Brain. I didn't watch a lot of Pinky and the Brain, but
me either.
Pinky and the Brain Christmas. Yep. Was there Beavis and Butthead Christmas episode?
I wish. There may have been, but I don't know.
I think there was. Now that you guys are saying that, though, I'll get it aside. Yeah, there was. Wait, wasn't it? It was the one where, if it was Butthead never existed, and Beavis goes and works at the soup kitchen. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, I think they did do something like that.
They did. I'm telling you, that has to be it. It was just like It's a Wonderful Life kind of parody.
Oh yeah, I think it was on one of the new ones, right? What
is that? Is that the girl from Party of Five?
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Ooh, wow.
Okay,
you happen to notice that?
Yeah, she's something.
Just that. Well, that and she's next to the guy from Walker, Texas Rangers. So.
Yeah. And
No,
look at
that's not Chuck
There's
Norris.
a beautiful red dress.
That's not Chuck Norris, dude. Night of the
The
Meek
new-
again.
They
There
picked,
you
yep,
go.
pick, yep.
Nice.
Night of the Meek, yep. So they picked
Good.
that. Let's see.
Can't go wrong
Oh,
there.
they're showing clips there. Yep, we won't
Did that
play
one
it,
have
so
a
we can
happy
see.
ending? Was that like one of the?
Oh, it's got
like,
the best endings ever. Yeah,
Okay. Every once in a while, they
Yeah.
had a happy ending. You know.
that one has a happy ending. So Pattis
Holiday
just
Spirit,
private
Ghost
messaged
Whisperer.
me and he offered me $5 to blow this shit up.
That's right.
Just
Blow
kidding.
that shit up.
Where's 24/7 and blow that shit up? Yep. The Ghost Whisperer, season 3, episode 10.
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I could look at that picture all day. She was beautiful.
I've probably seen a couple episodes of that show.
Never seen it.
And they're doing a
Now
nice
the-
recap here. I like this article.
Ghost
they're
Stole
doing.
Christmas. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
And we talked about that one. Yep.
yeah, we've seen this one.
Ed
we
Asner just
mentioned
passed
it?
away. Did Asner
yes,
pass away
this year.
Yep.
Yeah, Michael
remember
Dunn was one of the greatest characters ever. One of the greatest villains ever from Wild Wild West. Yes, indeed. Yes, and the Guardian Angel tried to convince Butthead to eliminate himself, showing him how much Beavis and the rest of the world would be. Wow.
Yeah, dude. I watched Beavis and Butthead way too much, dude.
You can never watch them too much, except although they're bad for my health because they make me laugh so much. I think there was one made me laugh so much the other day that I thought I was going to have a heart
couldn't
attack.
breathe, right?
Clobby, you know what I missed that I thought was the best, and that they're hard to find is when they would do the video stuff during the videos was really some of the best stuff, and a lot of that because of
Copyright,
copyright. Yeah,
they found a way because now in the new one, it's funny they don't since there's no such thing as music videos anymore really that much. They just go and mess with stupid YouTube videos. It's hilarious. Michael Dunn was magnificent. Very Dead Zone Christmas. So some of these have been already mentioned. Cool.
is that Farmer Ted was in that show?
I don't know.
Oh, this
Get out of
is
here. Is that who
Dead
that
Zone.
is?
Who does is Dead Zone? Which one are you talking about?
I
Is that
remember
Farmer Ted though? Is that the guy from Is that the guy from the Breakfast Club?
Michael
Yeah.
Anthony Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall from
Man, he's
Breakfast
buff,
Club.
huh?
We was
Wait, the
little
Dead
skinny
Zone, like the
little kid in
movie
that.
was wait, stop. The Dead
movie was
Zone, like the
Christopher
movie
Walken.
was
The
a
Dead-
TV show?
Yeah, it's based on the movie from many years earlier with Christopher Walken.
Oh wow. Is this on
It's a good
now? Is it
show.
like real old or
That's
something?
It's
This
old.
was
No, it's
USA.
old.
How did I
It's
miss
old, yeah.
that?
Was it like
Never
late
saw that
90s
one?
maybe?
Does
Yeah.
anybody remember, did it have a real ending? Because if it had a real ending, I'll go watch it.
He ends
But it
up
didn't
dead.
have a real
Watched it.
Okay.
Just kidding.
I don't want to be like 12 Monkeys, man, where I got tricked into that and it didn't have an ending. I don't want to
It
go
did have
into
an
that
ending,
again.
sort of. 12 Monkeys.
What, Dead Zone or 12 Monkeys?
And look, it's got the girl from Star Trek Deep Space Nine on it.
Oh, Nicole
Oh,
DeBowie.
wow.
Nicole,
Yeah,
she's beautiful.
She's gorgeous. Yeah,
She is. I mean, it's hard to be
she can
Terry,
be my
but
Dak
she's
any
like-
day.
She's
Yeah, I hear
she's
you.
no Jadzia, but she's, but
Yeah.
when she's in other stuff, though, and she doesn't have to live up to being Jadzia, that she's, look at her. Oh, good Lord.
and
Yeah,
she's
Dead Zone was
Canadian.
good stuff. Yeah,
She's what?
the 6 seasons. No, this show was a good show. Dead Zone. Yeah. So
Oh,
good
wow.
stuff. I said. Yeah.
How did I even miss that?
Yeah. So let's see when it
I
was
never
on.
watched
So
it, but I remember it.
Oh, I know why I didn't watch this.
USA Network.
That's when I was engaged, guys.
2002. What
I was with a lady who really made me like deny a lot of my nerd stuff.
What year was this?
In the early 2000s, that's
2002.
when I was
What
a
year did it start?
young dumb badass.
Oh, I got you. Well,
Okay, so the series was canceled at a major cliffhanger, meaning that Shrimp Lightning will never be able to watch the show.
wow.
It was
Yeah,
rumored
Michael
Sci-Fi would pick
Pillar.
up the series after it was canceled by
Michael
USA,
Pillar.
but no plans. So it ended on a major cliffhanger in 2007 without a finale.
Michael Pillar, when did he pass away? He must have passed away before the show was done. Because he's been gone for a while.
Yeah, let's see. He passed away in 2005, so 3 years. Yeah.
So, yeah, during while he was making the show. Of course, well known for
Oh,
working
Worcester, New
on
York.
Star
Yeah.
Trek.
Not
and-
far from where I am.
And he also worked on one of the greatest shows no one's ever watched but me, The Probe.
Probe, right? Yep.
My beloved Probe. Which didn't get a
Yeah.
Christmas episode, unfortunately. There's
So,
a Christmas reference, though, where he talked about debunking Santa Claus. It got. By the way, they used to have this regular column and TV guide called Cheers and Jeers, where they were bitch about
I
stuff.
remember that.
And he got
Yeah.
and Probe got a Jeers because he talked about in a normal time slot he talked about Santa Claus not being there. Yeah. So this was a good one. This Buffy episode.
Yeah, they mentioned
was
that
a great
before,
show.
yeah.
I like Buffy.
And this article does a nice
Yep.
job of recapping everything. Vampire Diaries. Clobber Times
Never
is
seen
watching
it.
that all the time.
Oh, I'm sure it's my
I know.
favorite show to never watch. Nothing personal if you're a Vampire Diaries fan. I'm just
I
not
know a lot of people like
girl.
the show. Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah.
16-year-old girl. Why would I watch it?
Look at those arms there. Look at those
As far as I
guns.
know. If you like that sort of thing, that's fine. No one's judging. I mean, damn. I mean, I'd certainly like to look like that dude. I'd go ahead and I'd be scoring. I'd be scoring. They're gonna look like that guy, and we're gonna
All right.
score.
This is where I'm going to catch some grief. This Doctor
This
Who
is-
episode I thought was kind of mediocre. Sorry.
Oh man, you weren't here earlier when we were talking about how this is one of the greatest things ever made. You're gonna have to just cut. You're gonna have to cut him loose, Mark. I'm sorry.
We have to cut
He
him
must be
loose, yeah.
punished.
How are we going to punish him? Yep. Let's
This
see.
was-
How are we
You're
going to
Even if I
Agonizer,
watch it every year, just
please.
about.
Your agonizer, please.
I got this at number 1 of the Christmas specials. It's fantastic, beyond belief.
What? You put a
Showtime.
Matt Smith one? That's impressive, Bob.
Yeah,
You
Matt
must have
Smith looks
really
great.
liked it.
I
Okay.
love it.
I'll give you
I
that.
think this is a beautiful masterpiece. We were just,
And
you
it
know,
had
he
sharks
wasn't
with
here.
lasers.
Yeah, they didn't have lasers. Stop telling lies. He's telling lies. But no, lasers. By the way, it's not sharks with lasers. How many times I have to tell you? It starts with frickin' lasers.
Frickin'
With
lasers.
frickin' lasers.
Frickin'
Oh,
lasers,
shit.
yeah.
But yeah, this is Mark and I were just talking about Mark. I watch it almost every year. Mark says he wants to watch it again this year.
Yeah, I got to
Here
watch
you
this
come
again, yeah.
along. Here you come along and piss all over it. Pat S.
Cole,
Actually,
you're stalking.
what I said was I didn't think it was as great as some of the other
I
ones. That's what I
You
said.
could say it's the worst thing
I
ever.
didn't think it
don't
was
like that,
fine.
all right.
terrible.
Dude, you could say it's the worst thing ever and we'll be fine. We got to bust
Yeah.
your balls over it, you know.
Yeah.
I know I
again.
saw this one. I just don't remember it.
You definitely saw this. Everybody saw the first few seasons of
Yeah.
Supernatural.
Yep. I don't know too many people who stuck around for season 75 or anything, but yeah, the first
Yeah.
6,
Yeah.
7 seasons I watched.
What was the episode where they had that Kansas song?
They used
Carry
it a
on
lot.
my way.
The very
Yeah, I know.
first
That's
one,
the
for one thing.
That's a joke, right? Like it was this
Oh,
last
okay.
episode they played that song every time.
Carry on my- That's true. They did like the whole first season, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was a great show though for a while. Man, I loved it.
It was. The first 5 seasons were awesome.
Good characters. Dean
All right,
Winchester was cool. Cardinal
Let's do one
said.
more. Hey, Cardi.
Cardinal said, "I've never
Wow,
seen
Cardinal.
a single episode of Supernatural." You know, you're gonna Cardinal. You're gonna be okay. You'll get through life fine without ever seeing it. But if you do, the
All right.
first 4 or 5 seasons are pretty good.
By the way, this 100% proves Cardinal Sin is absolutely psychic. Clobby, about 10 minutes ago, said Christopher Walken, and all of a sudden, Cardinal Sin shows up.
Carlson shows up.
Coincidence? I think
I
not.
don't know.
Well,
I think
so
he
are
is
you
Christopher
saying
Walken.
no one's ever seen Cardinal Sin and Christopher Walken at the same time? Anyway,
Cardinal Sin, did you ever see The
Same
Dead
place.
Zone? Can you do that?
Superstar Christmas Eve. What?
Now, what was Superstore, Mark?
What is
That
this?
was
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was like a basically a sitcom set in a Best Buy big box store.
That
It
sounds
was
terrific.
okay. It was some funny.
It's very new. I'm going to guess that was on in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it was okay. I watched it for a little bit. It had some fun goofs, some fun characters. And it was kind of like the stuff in the Buy More without the superhero and the CIA and all the cool stuff.
Oh, wait, Mark, was that the one with the guy from Kids in the Hall?
I
What?
can't remember. It's been so long since I watched
What show?
Superstore, but
Mark Kenny or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I
All
don't
right,
know.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Could be.
it was okay.
Donnie's-
It was okay.
Any,
Donnie's
Anytime
back.
some-
Donnie's. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, anytime a guy from the Kids in the Hall gets a gig, I think that's great. Those guys are awesome.
Donnie.
Hey, Donnie-
Earlier, we had a Power Rangers episode earlier on one of the lists.
Yeah.
What I'm dreaming
Which
of a
one was
White
it?
Ranger.
I'm dreaming of a White Ranger.
Was it this one?
I don't know. It was on the other.
Now, I think it was the one
before.
before this one, buddy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Keely Chow. Roll Tide. Get it, Jack, roll tide. I'm not sure where it was, but no, I don't think it was this one.
Not this one. Let's see. Was it this one?
Just so he knows it. Just so because I don't know if he was
Oh,
here
we're doing
earlier,
that
so
one now. Yep.
as long as
Yeah,
he knows.
it probably was this one, right? Was it this one?
I don't think so.
No, it's the one before this. It had a white background, Mark.
White background. Okay, but you wanted me to stop there.
Yes, that's right.
I did. Homina. There you go. That's
This
that
is
one.
it.
There we go.
Yeah,
Jimmy
yeah,
the
the
White
Tim-
Ranger.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm dreaming of the White Ranger. Christmas with the
There you go,
Joker is a
Donnie.
great one. Yep. That was for you, Donnie. We were talking about it earlier. I don't know if you were here when we
We mentioned it. Yep.
Yep. So there we go. That's for you. Anyway, sorry about that.
Yep.
Let's
Full
see.
House, our very first
Full
Christmas
House.
show. I
I
probably
never-
watched it. I guess. Who knows? Yeah.
Did you watch that show?
I probably watched some of it. Last
This Is
last
Us.
Christmas. This is us. That's supposed to be
I don't
a
know
pretty
that
good
show.
That's the guy from that great X-Men ripoff show.
We
Heroes.
look out for you around here, Donnie.
I hear that's a great show.
Never heard of
Bobby,
that.
you know how early you said you didn't watch
Ooh,
that
Zoe.
one show because you weren't a 16-year-old girl? You also didn't watch This Is Us because you're not a 40-year-old housewife. So
Okay. It's a fair cop. I hear you.
New girl. Yep.
Yes,
Christmas
indeed.
Eve.
I've not watched this one either. Is that your girl, Zoe?
That's my girl Zoe.
I'm
Oh,
telling.
Love Zoe.
He's
yep.
admitted it. That's his girl. I'm
Admitted.
telling him on the missus.
Totally
Yeah, I hope-
misses it.
Family matters.
It
The family does it really though? Oh, I see what you're saying.
does because Al Powell's in it.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Urkel.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Heart of Dixie.
Heart of
I haven't seen that either.
This must be a bunch of
Urkel,
CW.
that
shows.
actress
This is
looks
so much-
familiar.
Girl shows, I guess. Or
Yeah,
I don't know, just a bunch of sitcoms, I guess.
Gilmore
It's
Girls.
the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah. This is
Yay.
not so much sci-fi.
No, wait.
yeah.
I know you watched that one, Pat.
Now, you see, you're joking, but remember what I told you? I didn't watch a lot of stuff in the early 2000s because I was engaged to that girl.
Oh, God.
I did have to, yep. Dude, I'm so
Wait a minute.
embarrassed.
She made you watch Gilmore Girls?
Claudia, I'm
What?
going to tell you the worst thing that I ever did. She convinced me because, and this is true, and she knew how much I loved, because of my daddy, how much I loved Clint Eastwood. She made me buy and watch a DVD copy of Bridges of Madison County. And when I told
Wow.
my father, he
That's
couldn't even
evil.
look at me for like a week.
Now, see, was it Tiger Stripes? By the way, Tiger Stripes says she saw an Xmas episode of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea.
Which one is that?
Great. I don't remember. I'd have to find that one.
Because I have all the
that's
episodes.
I think he was a prince in the context of the show. Who Captain Crane was a prince, and then so Tiger Stripes knows some of these shows. So I love This Is Us and big Gilmore Girls fan. Well, I have many lovely ladies that I know are Gilmore Girls fans. I'm not showing the show any disrespect. I'm just saying I'm a dude, and I never, do you know any guys that watched it? This will be my question.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, she says, look, it's by the same writers as
Marvelous Miss
showrunners
Maisel,
as
which is a
Marvelous
great
Miss
show.
Maisel. Yeah, what's
Great
a great
show,
show
great
you
show,
like?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm sure you haven't watched it, but it's a great
Nah.
show. Yep. It's fun.
I
It's
never
a
watch
fun
anything.
show.
You know that.
But
I
it's
don't
a
watch
lot of irreverent non-PC humor, which I love. So
Yeah, that is
didn't-
true. But horrible,
know there
be
was
honest, Mark, horrible people. They really are horrible.
No,
Well,
the
yeah,
kid
but
wasn't.
Think of.
No, the kid
Yeah.
was a prince. What kid is that? I didn't know there was a Christmas episode of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. I got to find that.
let's goggle it, and then I think we'll get out of here.
If there was a Christmas episode of Sequest DSV, we could watch them together. It's like a twofer.
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
like that show because they ban meat in the future. We're getting too close to that now these days. Okay, so it's called Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Long Live the King.
Oh, okay.
If I think maybe, let's see. Let me try to find a good article on it. Let's see. It's mentioning eggnog. Let's see. There's no. I want to get an episode with pictures in it. Let's see. Was it No Way Back? Let's see. Long Live the King. Let's see. Long live the king. I
Return
think that's
from outer space. Oh yeah, that. Hey, Brian, thank you. Now that jogs my memory. There was a great episode of Lost in Space that was very Christmassy. Return from Outer Space. Was that the one where Will Robinson ended up back on Earth in the 40s or something? Remind me. I may be getting that mixed up, Brian Hepburn, but let me know if that's the one. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Okay, that's a Christmas one.
never gonna doubt the chat.
Okay.
Let's see
Oh, cool.
if this will. I'm gonna scroll quick. Just there we
that
go.
must be first season if it's black and white. Carol O'Connor. Is that Carol O'Connor? Holy
yeah,
crap.
the Christmas episode of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. God,
That'll
didn't
be first
recognize him
season.
there at first. Yep.
First season was in black and white.
Tis the season. Let's see. They don't tell us anything about the.
Carol
I want to
O'Connor,
know
though.
about the. Yeah, want to know about
what's
the
the plot?
episode. Though.
Yeah.
What's the plot?
That's
Yeah,
it. The
let's see.
kid in the turbans, Red Haji, Haji vibes. Okay. Wow.
Let's see what do they say about it. Yep. Let's try IMDb here.
I'd like to watch that one. That's a cool show.
The assassination of a king means Prince Ang receives an early promotion. The new king is just a boy and he has a lot to learn about ruling. In fact, there's a lot to learn about everything. His advisors, one of them may be trying to kill him to finish off the royal line. Nelson and the Seaview must get the prince back home so he may take the throne and prevent a coup from living in a friendly government in power. Fortunately, a mysterious sailor, Old John, appears along the way and helps the young prince. But who exactly is Old John?
He's Santa Claus, of course.
Ah, of course.
Cool.
Of course. Okay.
That's cool. I'd like to watch that one. That's again, love stuff like that. That was a good show. Then the first season of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was mostly like spy stuff and kind of mystery, science fiction stuff, and mostly spy type things. And then, similar. The first movie was more like the movie it's based on more like a disaster film. And then, as seasons went along, like Lost in Space itself, they started adding like monsters and just all kind of crazy stuff. But it was a fun show.
Yep.
Harlan Ellison wrote an episode of the first season, I believe. I think he took his name off of it.
What, he got in a fight over something?
No, he changed it. Yeah, I know. It's a show. No, anytime you see an episode of anything back then with the writer credit Cordwainer Bird, that's
Harlan,
Harlan Ellison.
Yeah.
Both first seasons.
And they wanted to give him a
Harlan
reward, and he touched somebody inappropriately, got drunk, and punched a guy in the face. So.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I'll put all these in the chat, but I guess we'll.
Yes, and everybody DM Mark and tell him what your favorite Christmas episode is.
Yeah, and of course, Night of the Meek is one. I keep threatening to do a watch party for that, but that's a short one. We could do a quick watch party. Oh, Journeyman! I love Journeyman. That was a great show that only lasted one season.
It wasn't even one season, was it?
It was 13 episodes.
Space Above and Beyond. That was an interesting show. I've watched parts of it. I've watched a couple. There were some good ones. I need to find that $6 Million Man. I don't have those.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's on. Like
I have all those. I have
Tubi
all those.
Or whatever. Oh, you mean on Mark Vision?
Mark Vision has that. Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. No, I've got every $6 Million Man. Yeah.
Mark, you had a very successful Halloween watch party. Will you be doing something for Christmas?
Well, I think I might do Night of the Meek then. Maybe a couple of these other classic episodes. That would be fun to do, like a watch.
I tell you what, I'm going to invite people because I thought that whatever it was that you had where we were watching it on, whatever that little app or
Cosme
website was, that was just awesome. I've told Brandon and 24 both about that. That was just great.
Yeah, and I found it from another streamer, and I can't remember which streamer it was, so I don't want to mention it, as a recommendation. So whoever that first person was,
cool.
Shout out to the person that I can't remember, but
thanks,
I didn't
Brian.
find that on my own.
Thank you.
He said that that's the one. That is the one I was thinking of, where Will went back to Earth. It says Will ends up in a small town in Vermont during Christmas time. Yep, I remember that one now.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. I thought Harlan Ellison did write 2 different episodes of like Outer Limits or something that basically.
Yes, he did.
Terminator was on it. Didn't they give him money for it and stuff?
Yeah, he won a lawsuit against James Cameron.
Yeah. So I thought like a glass hand soldier thing,
with a glass
right?
hand and soldier.
Thank you, Globby. Should I ask
Demon
you
with the Glass
first? How
Hand is
does
my
that-
favorite episode of Outer Limits. I love it.
Robert Culp
Really? Okay.
Robert Culp. I love it.
from The Greatest American Hero. Oh no, he was on a lot of
Yeah.
stuff
No,
before
he
that
was
was
on-
the guy. That was the guy from I Spy, dude.
And
Robert
Greatest American Hero.
Greatest American
And he
Hero.
was on 2 episodes of Outer Limits. One, The Architects of Fear, which Alan Moore ripped off for Watchmen, and then The Demon with the Glass Hand, which had some stuff that he used for Terminator, but mostly it was Soldier was the issue. Soldier was the one that he was suing over.
And I think part of it is just like, go away, here's some money. We made enough money to Terminator.
I will tell you, if you go watch Soldier, though, there is a lot to say.
Yeah.
He's got some good points there, and
He
it's
does
a
have-
good
no.
episode. Yeah, it's a good episode.
But if you create something, you should get. But I think part of it too is, hey, let's like Led Zeppelin's getting sued over Stairway to Heaven, and again. So
That's right.
at some point, what I meant to say, it becomes easier not to fight anymore, even if you think you're right. But if you're wrong, of course, that's a different matter. But sometimes it's cheaper to settle too.
Indeed,
Yeah.
Hungry Boy. Yeah, and yep, Tiger Stripes, Robert Culp, and Arlene Martell were in Demon with a Glass Hand. Loved it. And incidentally, if you want to see a beautifully rendered comic book adaptation of that episode, adapts that episode word for word, DC Comics in the mid '80s did an adaptation of Demon with the Glass Hand Outer Limits episode, art by the great Marshall Rogers of Definitive Batman fame.
Wow.
Love that book.
Where might one find that?
It's probably not that expensive. If you go like DC graphic novel, Demon with the Glass Hand, and search it somewhere, it probably wouldn't be that expensive.
Like an eBay thing? Okay, cool.
I don't know, but I don't know what's going for these days. But it's beautiful art, and I love that episode. And it's when you read it, it's the episode verbatim, script wise. Sorry, go ahead.
I hear you. No, I said I will just ask our friend 24/7. He probably has 3 copies of it and can lend me.
He doesn't mess with graphic novels that much. Though.
No, that is true. But it's DC.
No, it's a graphic novel, but it's not a reprint compilation trade. It is an actual graphic novel made for the graphic novel format.
And it's DC.
It is DC. DC did
See, that's a gray area. He might have that Clobby. We don't know. That's a gray area.
I don't know if it's not a comic book format though. But you can ask him.
I got you. I'm with you. I hear you. No,
you ever seen
point.
The Death of Captain Marvel? For example, have you ever seen any of those Marvel graphic novels from the 80s?
Yeah, I have an idea what you're talking about. Sure.
Right.
I don't own any of them personally, no, but
gotcha. But it's that format. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, I'll play a few seconds of this because we're making fun of James
Future
Cameron.
Man.
So this is a clip. I'll put it in the chat so everyone can watch along. I don't want to get zapped by the YouTube gods. If I play a couple seconds, I think it's okay. So this episode of Future Man is making fun of James Cameron. Let's see if I put the closed captions on. Let's see.
Suck a
There we
Cyberman.
go.
I love it.
2023, James Cameron dove beneath the sea.
Making fun of everything James Cameron's invented.
Sir James Cameron, father of modern science.
Shut up. Cameronium is named after James Cameron?
Yeah, so there's all these things that are Cameronium, and then there's an AI that speaks.
Silence cannot be confined to one field.
Wow.
I've never seen this show.
He did that.
Celebrated innovator James Cameron has lived a dozen lives. Director, philanthropist, undefeated Little League coach.
Undefeated Little League coach. I'll stop there, but yeah, you can play that clip, and it and it's just hysterical. Yep, it's nuts. Yeah, so it's a Future Man. It kind of goes off the rail the last season, but that season was pretty good. So it's kids playing the guy from Katniss series is playing Mockingbird series is playing video games, and some of the future comes because he scores so high, and they say it's kind of a ripoff of The Last Starfighter, and it's Captain Infinity would drive Captain Infinity crazy, but he's traveling through time to save the future. But there's that one episode they're making fun of James Cameron. It's hysterical. So, yeah.
Mark, one time I beat a video game and a guy came down from space and tried to sell me 15 dozen trumpets. That's all I got.
Damn. That's
That
true,
is
but
a Music Man reference, guys. In case you
of
didn't get
course.
Yep.
that.
That's
Of
Trouble in
course,
River
because the guy
City.
played
Yep.
Music Man. Yeah, that is a great YouTube video, by the way, of Harlan. And Harlan's channel's got a lot of his great videos, including his old. He used to do a remember Sci-Fi Buzz in the 90s on Sci-Fi
Yep.
Channel.
Oh
I used
yes.
to love that.
Yeah.
Harlan Ellison's talking or whatever it was called. Harlan Ellison speaks or
Yeah.
whatever, and he would spew his Harlan Ellisonisms at the world on there, and it was glorious.
That. Remember the
I like
Dr.
Harlan.
Rule would come on Clobby and have his science breaks and tell everybody about like what was going.
Yeah,
What was his name? Peter Rule or something like that, or
I don't know.
Christopher Rule.
I don't
Well,
know.
Mark, before we go, I do have a quick question for you though. Will you
Sure.
be doing next Friday a right after you see it rendition and review of Avatar 2?
What?
Because if you are, I'd like to come on and make fun of you.
Because Clobber Times bought me a ticket, so I have
I
to
did
fly
buy
down
him a ticket.
down
fly
there to go
down
see
here,
it with him.
down with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go with us. I got you a ticket too. Pat,
Oh man,
I didn't get me one. I didn't get me one, by the way. I got
Clobby, I'm still in the chair. I hope you got me one of those handicap spots. You're gonna have to sit real close to the screen, buddy.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm not going. You two are going. I didn't get me one.
Okay, Mark, you're gonna have to sit real close to the screen, and you're gonna have to go get me a refill of icy because I can't wheel that chair out there. It's too much trouble.
Yeah.
Harlan was something. He was quite a dude. You know what? He was nice to me. You hear all these bad stories about him being mean to people, but he was very nice to me. Look at it.
He was brilliant. You can't take that away from him.
I
was gonna say I overlook a lot for brilliant people. So
yeah, and MJ, I think that they did settle, so they did. And Harlan Ellison's name is on the Terminator series now, so that tells
He got
you
a whole dollar out
something.
of it.
A whole dollar.
So,
yeah, he sold for $1.
Did he really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep, just like when the Trump beat the NFL, right, and he got paid, and the judge awarded him damages of $1. Yeah,
I loved Harlan before I ever met him. Says Tiger Stripes. He was the only one of my heroes that did not disappoint. Cool. He was very nice to me. He was something. He was a firecracker. Harlan Ellison.
Well, I think a lot of the greats are. I mean, I think there's a reason that you're great, right? You're not just you got a spark. You've got an intelligence that's greater than a mortal man or woman in certain areas, and you've got that something that clicks. It's like you see, like an actor or a comedian or a writer, and the first thing you read by them, and you're hooked instantly. Or if you hear, everyone's just driving me crazy saying the Beatles are overrated, but you hear, a great song that you love, wow, that guy's a genius. Or Elvis, right? There's only going to be one Elvis. He didn't write his music, but he was a talented musician, and his vocals are phenomenal. His personality, his presence, and obviously borrowed from a lot of people. But there's only one Elvis now. Madonna,
and also a terribly nice guy when you met him in person.
And he would treat his friends really well too.
Yeah,
Madonna, we got two Madonnas now. I don't know who the heck I'm seeing pictures of now, but
you see the Madonna in that Weird Al Yankovic bio.
Yeah.
Apparently, what
he did knock him in Goldfinger, yeah. Sean Connery, yeah, he did knock the Beatles in Goldfinger. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh yeah, he did. What are you gonna do? She says he didn't just win $1; he won $250,000, according to Tiger Stripes. But Cardinal Sin said that he won $1. I used to hear that story all the time too about him winning $1 and suing for $1. But Tiger Stripes says no, and I trust Tiger Stripes. So the reason why and when someone tells you that it carries weight is because it sounds like the kind of crazy thing he would do.
Yeah.
To be honest, but I trust Tiger Stripes on that.
Yep.
I hadn't thought about that story in years. The whole Harlan,
the whole
Cameron thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff Shakespeare's around. He'd be making billions of dollars, right? So
I don't know.
I mean, every
he probably getting screwed over like most creators do.
Yeah, we'll go back to the ancient Greeks, right? I mean, it's
yeah.
So it's
actually, Mark, Shakespeare was more than one guy, dude. That was like 5 or 6 guys doing that.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you
They
watch
were just
Twilight
embarrassed
Zone,
because
if you watch the Twilight Zone, it was actually a writer from the future that went back to the past that had memorized all of Shakespeare's tales. It was a new Twilight Zone, so he ended up becoming Shakespeare in the past. So they're like,
God.
"Who is Shakespeare?" Yep.
it'd be like if you hit your head mark and you knew all the Beatles songs and everybody just thought you wrote the Beatles songs. That'd be amazing.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. I wonder if maybe they'll make a movie like that someday.
I would. And you could be in it with somebody like from, I don't know, Rogue One or something. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. we're riffing because there's a movie. What's it called? Can't Buy Me Love, or
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
the name of it.
I'm embarrassed I even know that much about it.
It was a very middling movie, except for the end. The end was very nice. On the end, what they did at the end, I won't spoil it, but yeah. So yeah. All right, well let's get on out of here. We're having so much fun that it took us a half hour to get out of here, but that's it's all good. No, it's all good. You're the one with the Charlie horse. So
will you be here next week and the week after that, Mark?
Yeah, so I shall be here
next
for
week's Christmas. The week after that, you won't be. It's Christmas.
Well, Christmas Day, I don't think I'm going to be streaming Christmas Day, but you never know.
Christmas
maybe.
night,
Christmas night. I mean, my Italian side, us Italians, we do Christmas Eve is the big celebration. So I'll never forget, like the first year my brother-in-law was in our family, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing Christmas Day for dinner? Are you doing like roast beast or
ham?"
I
was going to say my girlfriend just ate leftovers, bro. That's what they did.
Yeah, so
we're
just
stayed up all
leftovers.
night going to midnight mass and partying.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to cry. So now he does stuff on Christmas Day, but we'll see. Probably not going to do it, or maybe we'll do a watch party. Christmas, who the hell knows? But yeah, just watch the Twitters and the. Now that I got the watch party would be fun for some maybe night.
But Mark will be here New Year's Day, guys. He will be full of ham and black-eyed peas, but he will be here.
Yeah,
ham.
Yeah, so
are you crazy?
That's what people. I don't like ham, but that's what people eat on New Year's Day.
Christmas?
They've had enough turkey, bro.
I don't, but
we have turkey. We do the same thing. We copy
New Year's Day, buddy. New Year's Day.
Oh, New Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my mom likes
I'm not
to
a
make
ham
this
fan
cabbage
either, bro.
crap. Ugh, I hate cabbage.
I'll eat me some nice pork roast. You like my pork roast, bro? That's what I make for the non-ham eater.
No, that works.
Yeah. So that's I probably will do a show New Year's Day. Well, yeah, just watch the Twitters. If I don't see anyone before the holiday, happy holiday, happy New Year. We're a few weeks out anyway, but
that's right.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yep, it's been great hanging with everyone. Shakespeare was uncredited author for Forbidden Planet, right? Yeah.
That's true.
That's very true. Yeah.
Point.
Matthew's been shoveling snow. I hope Santa brings you a snow blower for
snow.
Christmas.
Yeah.
It hasn't even snowed here yet.
Yeah, or not since 2010 anyway.
That's right.
Right,
I don't know about you, Clubby, but it was 80 degrees here today. So
yeah,
I feel like
I was in the
South Florida.
I was in the Plus today. We were getting raining and everything, so it was rainy, but it was in the 70s. It's not bad, but we'll get. I hope we get some cold stuff for Christmas, but it's rare that we do.
I was gonna say, it'd be nice to at least wear a sweater, right, instead of short.
Be nice.
pants.
I can't stand hot Christmas. Ugh.
Well, good night, Tiger Strips, and Merry Christmas to you. Yep. So, Clobbering Times, what you got rolling on Monday night? You got your
tomorrow night,
Monday special.
Night. Yeah, Monday night Mark C Comic Talk. I'll probably just talk about some Christmas comics here and there. Just throw some out there a little bit, nothing special. And Wednesday I may have a topic, I may not. But then we're in the clubhouse Thursday. And of course, though Tuesday, I'll be on Midnight Says After Dark with Tom and the gang there, and then with Nick and you guys.
All right,
talking about Diamonds Are Forever. I gotta dig that out and watch that
Connery
again.
movie. Yep.
I'm the only one that loves it. Well, I think culture loves it. It's weird because that movie gets a lot of hatred from people.
It does get a lot of hatred. Yeah. I've been watching the director's commentary of that, so getting to know
anyway,
that
so
one.
that's
again.
that. Yeah. And, we got all kind of stuff coming up. Not sure about Saturday. Going to be doing something. We're going to stick now and look like we're going to review the episode Saturday. But if something happens that I have to cancel that night altogether, it's only because of certain things going on.
Family
Christmas
stuff, probably.
Eve night,
stuff, yep.
I'll be here. Won't be a Trek show. Neither will New Year's Eve night, but I will be on. I don't know if anyone's going to want to listen. Not that they ever do, really. No one ever really wants to listen. They just do because they're nice people.
We love hanging out with you.
So we'll see.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for all these
Sounds good.
comments, everyone in the chat. Yep. Thank you, Pop Culture Republic.
wait
Thank
to-
you, Dave.
Absolutely. J-Man and I have a classic comics review coming up a week from Monday. I'm looking forward to that. Bob Haney Christmas.
About
Sounds
any
good.
Not too crazy,
And,
I'm sure. Yeah.
No, it's wackadoodle. Can't wait.
Brandon, the anime guy, had a stellar weekend, guys. He had Lethal Lightning, who was awesome. Legal Mindset, who's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool.
But if you missed those, you guys have got to come see this because it's our good friend. We finally found something he could do, and he's going to come on and talk about Gundam. And that is a fine up-and-coming YouTuber in his own rights, RN Feliciano. Ray will be joining us this
cool. Yeah.
Saturday coming.
Oh,
Great guy,
Nice.
very generous with his time, fun, smarter Arthur. So
He's a Gundam guy.
he got the old school Gundam, man. He's going to
I
come
didn't know he
talk
was
to
a
us
Gundam
about
fan.
it all.
I never knew that. Okay.
Ray is a Renaissance
I
man,
didn't
sir.
know that.
I don't know how much you know about Ray other than he's
I did know Ray very well.
an
but I
awesome
didn't know he was-
wrench
I
and
just
a
didn't know he was
and a
Gundam guy.
fantastic author.
Sure.
But yeah,
we know
he
we know him.
so yeah,
Very cool. Yep.
those of you
Yeah,
that are
that's
friends
cool.
with him, like I said, we see him at Clobby's place all the time and Doomcock's place. So
Yeah,
come,
I just
come
never
in-
knew that one thing about him. That's cool.
come in here
Yeah,
and talk.
interesting, yeah.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Very cool. Yep. All right. So I'll be on, should be on next Sunday. But yeah, once again, appreciate everyone. Thanks for all these nice comments. So good night to Hungry Boy, Dave, Pop Culture Republic, Apollo's Minion, Brian Hepburn, Donnie Pearson, Stephen M, Tiger Stripes, Matthew Pounder. Let's see, and Mega Jetty, MJ. Let's see, who else am I missing here? I'm not going to go all the way back. I'll just go back a little.
Both Steve
I
M's.
understand.
Have a good evening,
there you go.
guys.
Dave,
Maddie's
yeah,
daddy.
Dave, yep.
Okay.
Keely Chow, yep. Thank you for Maddie for stopping on the
Chow.
show, and thank you for
Yeah.
Maddie's daddy. Shout out to Dadman, who's better not be playing Fortnite. He better be asleep. He said he was tired. So, thank you, Cardinal Sin, for popping by.
Arnold saying,
Happy birthday.
yeah,
Yep.
buddy.
And
Jill popped in for a
Jill
minute.
popped in. Yep, manager of Jill was here.
Right,
So,
yeah.
hail to Jill and happy day after birthday. So yeah,
Did
we had a
Lisa
good
pop in?
gang. Lisa was here. Death Ray was here.
Death Ray was here, aka Trevor.
Matthew Pounder. I think I said Matthew.
Matthew.
was here. Let's
Yeah.
see here. Yeah, Retro
I
Retro
believe,
Nerd Girl was here. Thank you for stopping
Retro
by.
Nerd Girl, yeah. Dork Knight popped in.
Yeah, Dork
That's
Knight,
right.
Lemon Pie, Decepticon was here.
Yeah, Deception.
We know it's way past Lord Toth's bedtime, but
Yeah,
he was here.
Yeah,
earlier.
LT.
He posted early. Yeah, yeah. Just
Yeah.
Joe popped in a little bit. Oh, Fanty
Yes,
was
sir.
here. Obviously, Phantom
Fanty was
Outsider.
here.
Don't want to leave Phantom out.
Yes, sir.
Let's see who else was here. Oh, Eric K. They also can't forget Eric K.
The great
Uh,
director.
Eric K. Yep, and LT. At least this new computer, the chat goes by. Oh, and Gap After Dark was here, and the Stream Element Spot. So,
Hey, we got Stream Element spots.
oh, and someone and one of the robots just came in. Yeah,
Nothing says Christmas like the 69 mega girl thingy, whatever it is.
yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah.
hey.
Block,
Sexy
block,
women in my
block.
neighborhood. All right. Check it out.
Yeah. Block bots. Yep. So, all right, everyone. So go watch some of these Christmas episodes. I'll put them in the show notes there. Thank you, Pat S, for hanging out with us tonight.
No problem, my friend.
And,
Glad to
thank
do
you,
it.
Clobbering Times. Yep, always fun.
Thank
It's not
you,
Sunday
buddy, for
night,
having me.
so thank you. So everyone have a great week. Go decorate. That's one of my favorite Christmas shirts. I have a decorate shirt, so I got to wear that, getting the tree together. So everyone have a great rest of the week, or a great start to the week, and be safe out there. And we'll catch you during the week and the next Sunday night. Oh, and I've got my Indiana Jones. I'm going to drop tomorrow. Finally re-recorded the audio that I boomered, so I did that. So look for that tomorrow. And of course the shorts with want to see all the Christmas ornaments I have. I've been posting those. So take care, everyone. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.